Mic test. 1, 2. Mic check, check. Shit. I'm going live and nothing can be heard. God damn it. Mic check, test, test. 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Check, check. Testicles. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Live!
Shit,
Are we
putang
live?
na. Papaluin ako sa puwet ng nanay ko, punyeta.
Welcome
Welcome.
to Powerful Komiksman Podcast.
Yeah!
Okay, so, ano? So,
Yeah.
finally, it's, we kept our word. We're supposed to have this podcast on the 23rd. So, it's still...
Technically the 23rd. Yeah,
It's still
yeah.
the 23rd, so apat pa kami. Kasi,
Traffic was
terrible going here.
It's a real
Okay.
bitch. Yeah.
So, okay. Let me explain first to those who are not familiar.
Hi.
Yeah. Introduce my guest. This is my good friend, Chef Joseph Viel. We call him JJ.
Hello. Hello.
We call him JJ. So he's gonna be joining us. We're gonna be just goofing around.
Yeah.
Nothing too heavy
Mhm.
on this episode right now.
Mhm.
Kasi yung iba medyo. Pero
Yeah,
those were great episodes.
Yeah, it's quite centered on certain topics and whatnot. Now, this is gonna be as random as hell. So.
Diba? So this is what podcasts are for inviting
Yes.
friends. Diba?
Yes. Thank you for having me, by the way.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so let's.
Oh,
let's,
I'm sorry if you don't mind.
Oh.
JCB, but if you're watching this, hello.
Oh yeah, he's supposed to be on tights.
Yeah.
Diba? But
Yeah.
unfortunately, hindi umabot.
There, nobody wanted to make the tights for me. They said it would be a horrible thing to see. So yeah, scrapping that idea. Again, JC, hello man. Thank you so much. I love you.
Yeah,
From Canada, peace, bro.
you can download this episode on iTunes. I forgot. I got that notification a couple of weeks ago. Hindi ko lang napansin sa email. But this podcast is already in iTunes.
Nice,
You can
nice.
download it.
Nice.
Just search the Powerful Comicsman podcast on iTunes podcast, I think. Yun ba yun?
Yeah.
And also, go to comicsman.com. Everything you need to know about this podcast, about the show, is in there. Where to subscribe. We are in YouTube, and of course on Facebook, and also you can follow the things that's happening here in Instagram and Twitter. Although Twitter, I don't know how to use it. Oh, wala. Wala ulit. Dito muna.
Yeah. Let's share the
Oh,
microphone.
wait lang.
We're currently experiencing some technical
Again.
difficulties. We apologize once again. Christ, let's get it fixed first.
How about now? Oh!
Check. There's it. Okay.
Check, 1, 2.
Okay, so explain muna natin ng podcast. So this podcast specifically is a long form conversation format podcast. So that means we're just gonna be talking about our shit.
Yeah.
And wherever it goes, it's a free conversation,
Yeah,
free
yeah.
exchange of ideas. That's the idea of the podcast, eh. Diba? It's parang there's no, as you just saw, meron kaming bubu. And since we're not exactly ABS-CBN, we're not TV Patrol here, so okay lang.
Yes.
Diba? Wala akong mic.
Fresh face,
Diba?
That's life.
Yeah. So this is wala tayong you can say anything here.
That's good.
As long as
I won't hold back.
as long as alam mo yun, pinag-isipan. 'Di ba? Kasi I made this podcast because I keep seeing alam naman natin lahat yun, 'di ba? Everything that we see almost every day. Well, actually every day in social media, in mainstream media, is puro na lang mga either kasabawan or either sobrang hateful na politicking or extreme, both extreme ends ng spectrum is nandun yung mga reasonable guys. I would like to think I'm a fairly reasonable guy,
try,
at
we
least.
try.
I try, yeah. And I want to feature other people, other perspectives that are not, alam mo yun, that Filipinos need to hear. That like you're a chef, diba?
Yeah.
And you can consider that as an everyday people. There's a fancy term, chef.
Yeah.
Pero you are just technically, parang you're just one of us.
Yeah.
Every time you go to a restaurant, you have
Wake up,
encountered
Yeah.
a chef some way or another. Di ba? Hindi mo lang nakita.
Exactly.
Sayang, pogi pa naman tong chef na to. Anyway, so yun. So you cook for a living, man. So
Yes. Yeah.
ano yung may share?
All right. Before anything else, let's endorse this one. Endorse ka agad.
Yeah.
So, this is my mango cream pie. Yeah, that's about it.
Well, this is
Okay.
actually I've tasted this pie,
Yeah.
and this is there's a rave about it.
Yeah, it
recently,
became,
right?
It became quite a hit in this thing on Facebook called Let's Eat Pare.
Let's eat pare.
Yeah, I don't know if I already mentioned it anyway. So
Okay.
it's Let's Eat Pare.
Let's open this, man. Let's open
Yeah,
this.
go ahead,
Okay.
go ahead. So a friend of mine bought some, and she took a photo of it and she uploaded it there. And the next thing I know, dude, like the next weeks, I'm neck deep in mango cream pie, mango cream pie, mango cream pie. It won't stop coming in, the orders. I mean, I'm thankful for it, right?
Wow.
Yeah. And it's just that many of the customers can seem to understand that, I should say, in order to make this one pie right now, it takes me about 3 days to make this pie.
Look at how intricate this pie is. Those are mango strips.
Yep.
That you what do you call that? Parang
Yeah, we
pinagpaikot-ikot mo
Yeah,
siya.
yeah, we basically twirled everything made by hand. The crust, everything is made by hand. No preservatives whatsoever, which is why I normally request my customers.
Teka,
please-
ba't may kagat?
Yeah, sorry about that. That's my bad.
Anyway.
I think Len like got a bite earlier or something.
Ah, okay. So, underneath this is what?
So the first layer is the mangoes, you can see, right? Followed by a layer of cream, but not just any kind of cream. I cannot go into specifics as I might divulge the recipe. Sorry. But basically, it's mango cream, then the crust base in the peanut.
Crutch base?
Yeah, the crust base. The crust base. And it's a recipe that's been handed down to me.
Will you do the
from
honors,
my,
man?
Of course. From my Lola. Well, let's just use this one.
Okay.
My Lola from Italy.
Wow.
To those who may not know, I am Filipino-Italian. So my dad is Italian, but I was born and raised in the Philippines. So.
Yeah.
But when he came here, he basically carried with him almost all the recipes that was handed down to him by his mother.
Ganun. So, they're a cooking family din talaga. And,
Oh yes. I should mention. You see, my father was born in 1928.
Yeah.
So
He came here as a missionary ba? Or
yeah, with the Bosconian movement.
Yeah.
So he was one of the people who helped start the Don Bosco, which is how the school of the Bosco here.
He's a very interesting guy.
Yeah, it's a pity.
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to interact with him.
I know it
But,
would be nice if you could have met
Yeah.
the guy. So he came here with that, but before that, he was basically born and raised in Italy, war-torn Italy to be in fact, because he was born in 1928.
so Mussolini
Yes,
era.
Yeah, Hitler, Mussolini, he was there. And
Man.
his
So
family had to
okay.
improvise. They had to learn to improvise, to work with the simple of ingredients to get by day in, day out.
How old was he during those days?
At the time, he was, at the time of the war,
Mhm.
probably in his mid-teenage years.
Wow, so ano na siya?
He was already quite well aware. As a matter of fact, he was one of the people defending the Bosconian quarters
He
in
fought?
Italy.
He fought?
He defended.
Defended?
He was not officially listed in the military because he was on his way to becoming a priest.
Ah,
And
yeah,
Apparently, at the time, if they find out that you're on your way to becoming a priest, you're kind of away from killing people.
Ah, okay, I see.
So
Holy shit.
yeah, so they didn't exactly. But he knew how to operate a gun, and he did what he had to do to defend the school.
What are the stories that he told you?
Man, so many. Particularly the one of war. And you have to understand, I was a kid back then, and I asked him point blank. So, did you kill anyone? You know, it's war, diba? It's war. You have the Germans, you have whoever, the Allies, and whatever. If you remember your
well,
World War II,
they were allies with the Nazis before.
Right, they were allies with the Nazis, right.
Yung Italy, diba?
Yes.
They're the Axis powers.
Yes. But there's also the small militia groups, the ones who were against it, against Mussolini, against Hitler, and whatnot. But although my father was very neutral, all he wanted was to make sure that nobody fucks with the school. So I asked him point blank. I was like, "Did you kill anyone?" And you know, his face he always gives me that face, right? He never really gives me a full answer. And all he said was, "What I did to defend." And after that, he just said, "Let's just say the next morning when I went out to check, there was blood in the snow." That's all he said.
So he might.
He probably
might. Maybe he shot somebody,
Maybe,
and he didn't really know if he hit it.
Yeah, I mean, you have to understand it's war. You know?
Yeah.
And in war, it's just turmoil and chaos and pandemonium and everything like that. So, he said again, all he wanted to do was protect his school, and that's it. Prevent anyone from coming there. Because
What's his name again? Can you tell everyone?
My father, his name is Mario Viel.
Mario
If
Viel.
there are any Bosconians who are watching this, I am his son. Hi. Mario Viel, he was one of the people who helped bring the Bosconian order here.
Yeah.
They put up their first place in Tarlac.
He's an engineer, right?
Yeah, an engineer by profession. And
How did he get here?
right, that's a funny story.
Okay.
Wait, I'll take this off already. This is not needed anymore. I don't want to look like Iron Man anymore. Yeah, so I'd love to go to him anyway.
Okay.
So, well, he came to the Philippines because he was supposed to be sent originally to Hong Kong. When the Bosconian movement was like trying to find new places as to where to open the next school, apparently they were targeting Hong Kong, the Philippines, and even Africa.
Africa. Okay.
And they basically asked him, so where do you want to go? And my father wasn't too sure, but he said, I heard the Philippines is nice.
No way. And this is around 19 what?
I remember he said he set foot in the Philippines, he was 23 years old. So that must have been...
1940s.
He was born 1928, if you do the math. Yeah, probably the mid-1940s.
Oh, after the war, no?
Basically just fresh off the war. Fresh off the war. And the Philippines was also experiencing World War II as well.
Yeah.
So, he came here with the sole intention to become a brother for the Bosconian movement, for the Bosconian order. I'm sorry if I forgot what you call it, order movement, whatever. But the moment he was about to pursue becoming a priest, or to be ordained as a priest, or from a brother to priest, I forgot the terminology.
Not your mom.
Yeah, my Lola,
No, okay.
Lola Rosa, her name is Rosa Viel. He says to my father, please, I ask you, find a wife there. Find a girl there, settle down. Please, I want to have a po.
Okay.
So, my father being the mama's boy that he was, he was like, okay, mom.
No, okay.
Now, so there, long story short, he just kind of, he kind of settled down here in the country. He moved to Manila. But he loved going to Baguio. Or the Benguet area.
Yeah.
And that's where he met my mother. My mother is from Bayabas, Sablan, Benguet area.
Yeah.
And my mother at the time was simply selling those wooden artifacts that are so famous within the area.
How do you build a school, no?
Build a school.
Diba? Parang during that time, the Philippines is war-torn. Diba? Parang,
Yeah, I know.
I wouldn't know. I couldn't even imagine how you can rebuild a war-torn city.
I know, right? Exactly.
Yeah,
Probably why they
diba?
started in Tarlac.
Oh,
Probably why. I don't know. Probably why they started there.
Okay. Well, if you've seen Marawi, 'di ba? How devastated that city is after the attack, 'di ba?
Sad.
Parang if I'm gonna think about it, parang lumipat na lang tayo. Pero well, no disrespect meant for the Marawi people. Pero 'di ba? It's just unthinkable eh. All of a sudden biglang may mga kupal na nagsulputan.
Yeah.
And if you've seen the videos, they literally just stormed the gates.
Yeah.
And parang they waving the ISIS flag. At
That's
least
it.
I'm not very knowledgeable, pero I'm just speaking on what I've seen on social media and videos. And they were talking in megaphones, diba?
Yeah.
And just announcing that they are taking
They're
over.
taking over the place.
Diba?
Yeah, you don't want to fuck with them. Kind of thing.
Diba, parang you wanna think na parang maybe dapat kung armed lang yung may militia na, right? Diba?
I know, right?
Anong taking over? Diba? Parang literally they just came in and took over.
Yeah.
Almost literally. I don't know the exact story, of course, pero that's what it looked like to ordinary people.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's basically it if you think about it. I mean, they don't exactly go there and say, hey, can we take over your place?
Oo nga eh, di ba?
I don't think that's exactly what was done anyway.
And then pagkatapos nun, gera na, and they couldn't. I've seen some videos about the troops that went there,
yeah.
and parang ano talaga eh, parang Counter-Strike, parang Call of Duty kasi
Okay.
kasi they have GoPros now.
Shit.
So they're running with the
Yeah.
rifle as in first person. If you sayang wala tayong ano ngayon, wala tayong video wala tayong browsing capabilities right now. We're gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
Pero if you're gonna look in YouTube, you'll see parang may mga head mounts. So parang anytime nga parang shit baka biglang mabaril to. Tapos makikita mo,
You'll
diba?
just see them collapse.
Oo, diba?
It's a horrible thing, really. I mean, I wish, years later, I mean, growing up hearing the stories of my father, and then growing up, you see the current wars, not necessarily just in ours, but, like in America and whatnot. And
Oh, yeah.
Like that. It's just, one would think that by now, people would learn to just put an end to this, but...
Well, war is ano kasi.
easier said than done, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and it's been since caveman times. Nagwa-war na talaga eh. So I don't know. Ang nakita kong reason before during the time na hunter-gatherers sa mga tao is after nagsettle na ang isang pack, diba? So the first communities started. So biglang meron ng maliit na community here and they started farming, so agriculture. And then another tribe set a
Their
farming
own stuff,
community
yeah.
sa kabila.
Yeah.
And then their crops
Got
failed.
affected. Yeah.
Diba? The other tribes' crops failed. Now they're starving.
Yeah. I'm like, hey, you guys,
So,
fuck you, I want some of that.
And diba? Yun. Literally,
Yeah.
yun ang
And that's where it
yun ang
starts going
theory
from then
nila.
on. Yeah.
And also, it's an opportunity to get new women, new mates, diba? Kasi that's why they only kill the men,
Yeah.
diba? So, yun. Kasi until mag-merge yung mga tribes, and eventually the little packs became cities, and then we kept alam mo yun, but then we carried on yung pagwa-war na yan, the war carried over until now.
True,
Yeah.
true.
Can you just imagine what kind of warfare would happen in the future, no? Kasi right now, before it would be horrible. You get stabbed with
Man,
a
face to face. Yeah, man to
you get
man.
stabbed with a broadsword, di ba?
Just go ahead.
Okay lang yan. I don't know what's worse. What would you prefer? Get stabbed by a knife like this, or a broadsword like
I think I'm old school that way. I think a true testament to a warrior's fighting skills is like,
pang Braveheart.
yeah, it's just you and me, bro. Let's just go at it. It's you, last man standing kind of thing. Versus now, it's like sniper,
Oo nga,
100 meters away. You're dead. But
can't-
with all due respect to snipers, I love snipers, by the way.
Well, I meron akong na-interview na sniper before.
Oh, yeah?
There was I passed by. I went to college in Mapua. So one of one day I was walking, hindi ko alam ba't ako naglakad ng ganun kalayo. Pero basta nakarating ako ng Luneta.
Sounds like you're looking for something pa.
I don't know eh. Maybe I was
Sa
with
Luneta.
someone. I
Sa
don't know.
Luneta pa talaga eh.
So there's a I think it's araw ng kagitingan.
Alright.
And there's a military parang exhibition dun with the tanks, so you can check out the tanks, you climb in, and other yung mga sniper rifles. If you saw the bullet,
22 caliber.
the round,
Yeah, the round.
I don't know what caliber that is. I'm not very familiar, pero it's siguro yung
Yeah,
pinakang
it's pretty long.
no,
Yeah, it's pretty long, yeah.
yung pinakang lead would be as big as my thumb eh. So if you during that time we were playing Counter-Strike, and there's the one shot, di ba?
Counter-Strike. Oh.
So if you get shot with that, one shot ka talaga eh.
Wala, patay.
One shot ka
That's all you
talaga.
need, huh?
Even if you get shot in the shoulder,
Yeah.
di ba, you would
Loss
bleed
of
to
blood
death.
naman.
Eh. No,
Loss
diba?
of blood naman.
One shot ka talaga, kasi yung one shot kahit saan ka tamaan.
Yeah.
One shot ka, di ba?
That's all you need, man. Isang bala, isang baril.
Grabe yun. Classic yung yung Counter-Strike. Did you play? How hard did you play?
I was like in grade 7 pa ako nun, man. When I first played Counter-Strike. Or first year high school ba? I can't remember, but I was somewhere between that age bracket. So I must have been in my early to mid-teens. And yeah, we were playing Counter-Strike in this place called Area 51 in Green Hills.
Oh, okay.
Me and my friends would go there, play. Pares, ubus pera na.
Oo. Actually, sorry mom, but I've spent basta nag-cutting pa ako doon just to play. Kasi
Yeah.
there's a
Typical, yeah.
I probably failed a few subjects because of it.
You know, Pares, speaking of Counter-Strike, back when I was in college, I'm sorry, profs, if you're watching this. So back in college, like when I was finishing up my last term there, me and my friend, we had this joke. Actually, he's a friend I made a shout out to. Hello again, JC. So
Friend ni me.
so he'd go up to me and say, "Pare, alas counter na." So whenever he says alas counter, it's basically time to play counter. You know, like, so he'd be like, ano, alas counter? I was like, "Pare, may class ako eh. Alas counter na." It's like, sige, alas counter na.
What's your Counter-Strike name?
Oh man, like, I honestly can't remember. I used to use various names like Sergeant Scrotum. I'm so sorry. I mean,
It is what it is.
I won't lie to you. I like using the dumbest of names
Okay.
just for kicks. Because so that when the person dies, they can see their Sergeant Scrotum killed. Kunwari, when I click man or something like that.
Me, I would use names that people wouldn't expect, like like boy band names, Westlife.
Or the Backstreet Boys.
Diba?
NSYNC.
No, diba? Westlife. Pero yung matagal ko is yung uso nun si Miss Powers.
Miss Powers?
Yung basta it's a telenovela back in the day.
Oh man.
Si Miss Power. No, it was stupid years, no? Parang, pero until now, the longevity of Counter-Strike is quite formidable, di ba?
Speaking of that, I played this recent new one. My God, my age is showing now. My age is showing. I played CSGO recently. Now, you have to
CS:GO?
understand, yeah, I haven't played the CS series for the longest of time.
Okay.
At the most, I was playing like Left 4 Dead, Left 4 Dead 2, which I'm actually good at it, and I like the senseless murder of zombies.
Yeah.
So my friend said, AJ, try CSGO. If you fancy Left 4 Dead and whatnot, you might enjoy this too. And I was like, okay, sure. I played CS back then. And to my surprise, I must have gotten so rusty. You know, and I was competing with a bunch of other random people around the world. So I don't know who they are.
Yeah. So online yan.
Yeah.
Okay.
And dude, I was sucking it so bad. Para I was sucking Major League Donkey Balls. I was like failing at every corner. And then I was getting so much hate from the people there.
Talaga?
Yeah, they were like saying things like, because my name there is Square One now. I use the name Square One. Follow me on follow ba? I'm on stream Square One.
Add you.
Yeah, if you want to play with me. Anyway, so they message me stuff like, "Hey Square One, do us all a favor. Uninstall this game. You suck." And I was like, Jesus Christ, these people are so freaking toxic. Like, that's already
Oh, man.
nice, you know? Others are even saying shit like, hey, Square One, you suck balls, blah, 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 you know, shit like that.
Well, that's the internet for you.
Yeah, I know, right? And the
Diba?
funny thing here is these are probably like 12, 11, 10-year-old kids,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and whatnot. And it's just crazy because, like, eventually, after like losing only 2 or 3 times, they fucking kicked me out, man.
Talaga?
Yeah, and I messaged my friend.
What's the dynamic of the game?
Well,
So it's like Counter-Strike. It's a team.
Yeah, you're a team, except I think this time you're like playing with people around the world,
Uh-huh.
or I guess within the nearby server.
It's like Overwatch. Do you play Overwatch too?
Yeah, yes, I
Yeah.
do Overwatch.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just that they're so competitive
Mm-hmm.
that if they notice that you're the weak link in their group,
Talaga?
you're gonna get booted out, man.
I get.
I got booted out so hard.
I just started playing again. Actually, I'm streaming.
Yeah.
I'm streaming on this channel. Pero I stopped playing when my PS3 broke down many years ago, maybe 2010.
Wow.
So from 2010 until now, I'm just playing on my cell phone. 8-ball pool.
8-ball pool.
Oy, addict ako doon.
Oh.
Addict ako doon. So that also Snoopy back then. So that's how hardcore I became after losing my PS3. So
I can imagine.
right now, so since I have this rig and this live streaming equipment, well, I might as well
Yeah. Do some Overwatch
play,
streaming.
no, diba? So Overwatch seems to be a
Nice
good
game,
game, a good game. At saka nakakita ako ng sale sa Overwatch. So,
Ayan, that's a sale.
no, it's not Overwatch pala. The other games pala what I saw.
Like
nila sa
Paladins
sale.
or something like that?
Oh, so
Yeah.
ang nangyari, hindi naman mas mabait ang ang Overwatch community.
yeah.
Looks like it kasi
Yeah.
I've never
I think CSGO is the most toxic one I've ever had. Like at the most, like when I was playing Left 4 Dead, some would just like laugh, say lol, or some when they get frustrated, they're like, Jesus Christ, you suck. But this, they're like really harsh. One even went and like began targeting, you know, like your parents and whatnot, and your mother, you know,
Yeah,
the typical. I don't know if I should say it here, but something to that effect. You know, and sometimes I can't hold my tongue either. I'm like, you know, they'd say like, hey, Square One, what were you doing last night? Sucking so bad at this game? I'd be like,
even offline.
well, sometimes. Some, yeah. And so I replied to that kid, and I was like, why don't you ask your mom what she was doing with me last night? A-hole. Anyway, yeah, so... But in the end, you know, you just don't take it too hard and whatnot. But I'm just
No.
letting you know now, if you do play CSGO, and if you suck at it, you will get bashed pretty hard.
Talaga. I'm gonna stay away from that game. Mukhang ano I don't know if you're familiar with Fortnite. That's what everybody's.
Fortnite is...
That's what
I've heard-
everybody's.
Yeah, I've heard about it, although I won't lie to you. Well, this mango pie has been keeping me really preoccupied, so I haven't had the time to play.
Oh yeah.
I haven't had the time to play, and it doesn't help that my laptop is constantly being used because, like, the other laptops at home is currently busted. So everyone's just kind of borrowing laptops right now. So
Okay.
making it difficult. But I've heard about the game. Yeah, I've heard about it.
Yeah, it's
I've heard
free.
about it. Yeah.
That's what I learned. Kasi I was asking kung anong magandang stream na game, and yun yung pinaka-recommended.
lumabas. Oh.
And then I later found out that it's free, kaya pala.
I
But,
should.
I haven't installed it yet. I haven't downloaded it yet pa actually. Pero at first impressions, I'm not hindi ako natutuwa kasi parang ang pangit nung art eh.
Yeah.
Diba?
I really wouldn't know. I haven't seen anything.
It's
about it.
it's not realistic, pero Overwatch is not realistic too.
Yeah,
Pero ang
it's not.
ganda ng art, 'di ba?
Well, okay, yeah.
'Di ba? Ang ganda. That's what na naka-entice sa akin to play Overwatch kasi
Right.
the character designs are really good.
Yeah.
'Di ba?
I think the only thing I find a bit odd, I mean, if I may just mention this, like, I find it odd how like there are some characters in Overwatch who's like packing with really heavy ass guns.
Oh, yeah.
And then suddenly you have this Japanese dude firing fucking arrows at you.
Yeah.
Something's not adding up here, guys.
This is how it is.
This muchacho should be dead when the heavy hitters come at you.
Well, because there are at least 4 ba, Kiara? 4 are there 4 classes? Oh, we are with Kiara Viel, by the way. JJ's niece.
Yeah. She's handling the behind the
handling
scenes.
controls for this
Hey,
episode.
Kiara. My cousin as well.
They- She's a gamer, you know. So anyway, so there are 4 classes. There are tanks. So those burly characters.
Right, the big ones.
Support, damage, and the healers.
Ah, okay.
So
So is a Japanese
supports ba yung healers?
is a Japanese dude the healer? Because like the guy packing the fucking arrow, the one who shouts or something like that.
Tapos magiging dragon, di ba?
Magiging dragon, yeah.
I have nicknames for all the characters. The first one, the girl with the mecha,
Yeah.
is si Alodia tawag ko sa kanya eh. Si Diva. Kasi kamukha ni Alodia eh. Especially pag lumabas na siya kasi if you beat that mecha hard enough, it will explode. Pero ang madaya si Diva, tatalon siya eh, lalabas siya. So, you get a second chance with her. Tapos, pag wala na siya dun sa mecha, para siya si Alodia. Sabi, Alodia.
That's the nickname was born.
And then there's this girl, si Tracer. Short-haired siya.
Is that the speedy one, right?
Yeah, the one that
Wearing
jumps.
tights.
Oh, diba?
Right, yeah.
Tawag ko sa kanya si Ami Perez.
I don't know if the others will understand that, but
Yeah. Well, I'm sure there are gamers out there. Basta I have silly
nicknames. Yeah.
with
Just to get it
on the
by.
characters talaga. Kasi hindi ko maalala yung ibang pangalan eh, like the really huge tank, the knight.
Oh my god, the German
Reinhardt, yeah, that one. Oh,
that's
that's
the German dude, right? Is he the one wielding a big ass hammer?
yeah.
There you go.
Kalabaw tawag ko dun eh, si Kalabaw. Kalabaw kasi sobrang lakas niya eh. And tapos yung may baboy, si Roadhog. Roadhog yan, ha?
Roadhog.
Yeah. Roadhog. Anyway, so go play Overwatch.
Yeah, it's an awesome game, Overwatch. Yeah. You know what else is good with Overwatch? My mango cream pie.
Oh, yes.
My mango cream pie. Yeah.
Kiara's excited. She's gonna play Overwatch after this.
Yeah. And eat my mango cream pie. May I just make a quick one? For those who are interested in ordering my mango cream pie, I need 3 days. You can email me at... Can someone put a link underneath this afterwards?
Oh, yeah.
At chefjohnjosephvill@gmail.com. I can email you my full-length menu as well.
Show or message you in Instagram?
I would encourage everything done on email because, like last Christmas, I was getting messages from Instagram, on my Facebook, on my text, on my email, and it's just one huge Hiroshima of a mess, and it's really hard to.
Okay.
It became really difficult for me to
keep on.
handle, and unfortunately, I might have made 1 or 2 screw-ups with a few customers because of
I see.
So from now on, I highly encourage everyone to please reach me via email, and I promise you I check my email every day, and I'll get back to you ASAP.
Yeah. As for his Instagram, you can send your dick pics there. His Instagram's for dick pics only, okay?
My Instagram, for those who wish to follow, again, can someone put like a link here? It's I know this is going live, but for when it goes on YouTube,
No, it's okay. It's okay.
it's gonna be at Chef Joseph Viel. You can follow me there on Instagram at Chef Joseph Viel. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. And don't forget the dick pics, man.
Ay, grabe.
We also have our usual
Sponsor. Today's video sponsor. brought to you by Mucha.
Mucha Lux Kicks.
Yes.
Go to at hello.mucha. That's
Hello,
at
Mucha.
HELLO.MIUCCIA. Hello.mucha. On Instagram. And
I don't know
it's,
if the others have seen this.
that is the rave of the vegan world in the
Yeah.
Philippines.
For all the vegan guys out there, I know I'm a chef and I'm not vegan, but for my friends who are vegan,
Even non-vegans.
even non-vegans, if you guys are watching this, I highly encourage you to try my friends. Jesus Christ, this is tight. I highly encourage you guys to try this. It is freaking awesome. This one here, can it be seen?
Yeah.
This one here is a Ferrero Rocher
Inspired.
inspired cake. It's really good. And yeah, I reached her based on what Jed just
No,
mentioned.
how she managed to make it
Vegan.
Ferrero Rocher
And tastes
and
like
it's
Ferrero Rocher,
vegan,
right.
diba?
It's really good. My God.
Let us explain what vegan is, just in case there are people. Vegan. That's a rabbit hole. Maybe I shouldn't have gone there.
The difference between vegetarian and vegan. Let's just
Oh,
keep it
yeah.
that. Basically, vegan, to my understanding, again, I'm not vegan, forgive me, but to my understanding, it uses it doesn't use dairy. So milk, butter, any kind of dairy product, eggs as well, or any byproduct that comes from an animal.
Yeah. Even those products that use animal parts in production.
Right. So gelatin. Gelatin is one of them.
Also the white sugar. Some
White
the
sugar?
processed white sugar.
I
Yeah.
did not know that.
There's a process wherein animal bones are used to make the sugar white. I don't know exactly how, but the bones themselves don't go with the sugar.
Right.
Uh,
But nevertheless,
pero-
it's still used.
Therefore, it is not vegan.
yeah, it goes beyond. It goes against the philosophy, the principles.
Yeah, and also, not, vegan does not only apply to food. It also
It's a
applies
lifestyle,
to clothes.
Clothes, right.
So leather clothes, boots,
Wearing a
jackets.
jacket that might
Those
have
aren't
a-
vegan.
That might have like the floof of a fox or something like that can be worn.
So
yeah.
those are actually let's talk about veganism a little bit because we had vegans here on the show. It's one of
Yeah.
the more popular episodes. This is
That was Casey O'Malley.
this
right?
is
Casey O'Malley and
the Project Vegan is Sexy
Project Vegan is
guys
Sexy.
with Cassie O'Malley and also Ronnie Fernandez.
Nice.
So this is actually our 10th episode, by the way. So,
10th episode.
10th episode.
Woo!
Powerful 10th episode.
and of all the people, he chose me.
Okay.
Yeah! Woo!
Anyway, so let's go back to being vegan.
Yeah.
So, wala.
Being vegan.
So veganism, parang
Yeah.
as a well, I'm not vegan too, pero most people ang tingin nila sa yung common na conception ng about being vegan is about food. It's
Yes.
about nutrition. It's about even biology na are humans supposed to
Consume meat.
Right. Diba?
Right.
Siyempre, the arguments would come na
From
we
the
have
sugar.
incisors, so we are supposed to eat meat. So, but leave everything, all of those arguments kasi those are up for debate eh. Diba? You can debate that kasi there's reason, there's
Indeed.
there's logic naman dun sa mga arguments. Pero for me, the strongest arguments that you cannot make fun about vegans is the ethical argument eh. The moral kasi it's if you learn about the factory farming of animals.
Yes, and I'm a
Those are-
chef, so I am not ignorant of that. Yes, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So if just the brutality, there's no other. Oh,
Yeah.
and also the inhumane is not even enough for me to describe it. Eh.
That's true.
Diba? Kasi you just treat while the animal while still being alive as meat already. It is already, diba?
That's what you're seeing in the end.
Oh,
result,
diba?
right?
It's
Yeah.
just meat that's growing. Diba?
I'm
Yun
gonna
na-
eat you in a few years time,
Oh,
that's in a year's time even. Sorry.
So it doesn't matter if you stay on nakakulong ka lang sa isang box, let's say a chicken.
Yeah.
You're just gonna die anyway. So spend your life here in this little
cooped up
shoebox.
box, yeah.
'Di ba? And without
Gonna fatten you up.
Oh, 'di ba? Yun yung and you ask yourself, is that fair? Considering that we are all do you really need to do that? Especially now that that meron namang alternatives, di ba?
Right, yes.
Yun yung argument ng that you cannot dismiss.
It's true.
That you cannot
It's true.
dismiss, di ba? You can argue about kasi when Cassie was here, she was her reason for becoming vegan is spiritual. Diba?
Spiritual.
Yeah, it's spiritual.
I see.
It came from Buddhist monks, I think.
Oh, yeah,
Basta
yeah.
from monks
Yeah.
basta it's
I also have a friend who became, I'm not sure vegetarian or vegan.
Mhm.
To play it safe, I'll just say vegetarian.
Uh-huh.
Same reason.
Yeah, it's spiritual.
Yeah, spiritual as well.
So if you're a skeptic, you can that's bullshit. You can say that easily. Diba? If you're not into into believing those kinds of things,
Yeah.
then you can dismiss it. Pero for me, ang pinaka indismissible would be the ethical treatment. Yeah.
I
And the
agree.
moral argument.
As a matter of fact, back when I was still a culinary student, so this goes back to like 2007 or 2006. I was still a culinary student then. We had this class called Butchery Lab and Butchery Lec.
Oo nga.
Shout out to De La Salle College of St. Benil. Woo! Yeah, yun lang. So anyway, so I won't
Joke.
go green.
Okay.
So I remember my chef. Day one of our lecture class for butchery because we have the lecture.
Butchery. Oh, there's a subject?
Yes.
Talaga?
Because my
Butchery.
major.
Did you butcher it?
Well, we got to practice some
Okay.
in the lab section.
Okay.
But in the lecture as it suggests, it's just all classroom.
Okay.
And all like slides and whatnot and
Okay.
discussion, talking about cuts. But before that, I won't forget.
Speaking of cut. Okay.
Go
Go ahead.
My chef, day one ng class namin. He goes inside and he says, guys, you're all aspiring chefs, but before that, I want you guys to understand that a good chef respects the ingredients he works with. And until now, his words really, it left a lasting impression in my head. Because then he played the video. And that was when I got to see the pita videos.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just horrific.
Oh, yeah.
The way how they treated the chickens, pork, the beef, and the veal. If you're aware, veal is basically the young cow.
Yeah.
So it's like the cow gives birth, and the little baby of the cow is hardly even, standing.
Just touch the ground. Literally,
Yeah.
just
Or
touch the
maybe-
ground.
Maybe a few days afterwards.
Oh, really?
That they're still, figuring it out, and you take them away already.
Yeah,
Because
we
that-
drag them, di ba?
Yeah, that becomes the veal, and the other one becomes the beef, right? And
That's if the baby cow is male.
Right.
Kasi if it's female, they're also gonna
they're gonna
turn her into
produce.
Oo.
Yeah. So
Produce milk.
it was really horrible. The things. I mean, I'll spare you the details.
Yeah.
Also.
Well, I've seen the videos.
Yeah.
diba?
And the end of that, my chef said, "So how does that make you feel?" And the class was like quiet.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "When you start your laboratory classes,
Mm-hmm.
when you start butchering your chickens, fabricating your meats," he said,
Mm-hmm.
"I want you to remember this video. And remember that, although yes, many people might stand against you as chefs, because technically, I reckon, from a vegan's point of view, we are part of the problem.
Yeah.
Right?
Oo.
Chefs are part of the problem.
Well, there's a spectrum of
Yeah,
how
of
hardcore
understanding,
vegans are.
yeah.
But okay.
But I think it's safe to assume and say that we are part of the
There are
problem.
some who would.
And my chef, his point lang here is, always remember that parang, yes, an animal died for you, so make damn sure that you give it its respect. So you treat the meat with respect, you clean it with respect, you want to maximize the trimmings, and remember, at the end of it all, someone sacrificed this meat in order to give sustenance to someone.
Like an avatar, right?
Kind of like that.
Well, it used to be that way naman talaga until the population exploded, and
That's true.
you can't.
That's true.
If you're gonna do a thought experiment, let's say all of a sudden biglang, kasi there are many problems parang you can't feed the world. Well, actually, you can, because according to other the vegan stuff na info is most of the world's grains are consumed by the more of them are consumed by the animals on farms than
Right,
people,
right,
'di ba?
yeah,
So that's why 'di ba? So it's a very ironic, 'di ba?
Yeah.
So if you kasi parang okay, paano ba pakainin yung population?
Right.
'Di ba?
Well, you kill the one that's killing the grains.
Oh, 'di ba?
Yeah.
So the grains are more than enough to sustain the world population. Kasi mas madami pang kinakain yung ano. Kasi mas madami sila. Australia has more cows than people.
Or is it New Zealand?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
One of the
I
two.
think
Or
both.
both.
I think
Both.
both.
Yeah, I suppose
I think
so, yeah.
both.
Yeah.
Kasi Australia are mostly desert eh. So yung mga I think mga Chinese gumawa sila they turned the desert into grazing lands.
I really know.
I think there I think I don't quote me on that. Pero parang may
Quote me on
ganun.
that.
No, pero meron akong something on that effect.
I see.
No. So kasi kaya nga and they sold the land, the Australian land to the Chinese.
Do
So
business
ngayon
there.
parang so ang issue actually doon is land ownership eh. They're parang a huge chunk of Australia are owned by the Chinese already because of that practice. Yun.
You know, since we're on the topic of cows, remember back in college? Sorry. Back in college,
Girls, if you ever wonder what guys talk about, this is it.
this is basically it. I remember back in college. Oh my god, it was so stupid of me. I encountered this article, and it was the thing it was what I reported to class just for kicks because they were like, I want you guys to do. My chef was like, do a research on things or like trivia that we probably don't know yet. Now I don't know if this is accurate, you know, and at this point I don't care. I graduated, whatever.
No.
right?
It's not like
And maybe later you can Google this for me if anyone wants to
no.
Google this.
Google, Kaya can Google this for us.
Yes, you can Google it right now.
Later.
Apparently, cows
Just to prove you
are,
wrong.
cows are
Go
being
ahead.
a problem only in the sense that they fart a lot.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, like I shit you not. Apparently
No.
they fart a lot, and it's actually causing
Causing,
trouble.
yeah, the methane.
Yeah, the methane emissions from their ass.
Not just for it, also the burps.
Right,
So
right.
The methane gases from
Yeah, and
I think it's a proven fact.
Yeah, I really did the research on that, and I reported it to class.
Mm-hmm.
And my chef was like, I don't know if I should pass you or fail. And I was like, no, it's true. This is
does
why.
not move the needle.
This is why you start.
Mr. Viel.
This is why you need to eat more T-bone steaks. God damn it! You know, eat more filet mignon, T-bone steaks, and whatnot. Pair it up with a nice bordelaise sauce. Because these bastards are gonna keep farting and farting until we all die. To
You
put
know
it in a
what?
very shallow context.
I've been thinking about this because of vegans.
Yeah.
Let's go back to my thought experiment.
Yeah, sure.
'Di ba? Parang for me siguro to answer kasi you can't let's say naging vegan lahat ng tao sa buong mundo, 'di ba? So what happens to the cows?
Right.
'Di ba? What are they gonna do? So
I think
are
India
you
will-
gonna let them free?
Yeah.
Diba? That's gonna be an environmental
'Cause
disaster.
In India alone, right? Again, with all due respect to my Indian friends who are watching this, I'm just saying, I heard it, correct me if I'm wrong, I heard that the cows can sometimes be a problem there. Because as you know, India, you don't mess with their cows. Right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
sacred. It's like a deity to them. It's like God to them. So much so that the cows would cause major traffic from time to
Yeah,
time. 'Cause
yeah.
if they-
And you can't shoot them off.
yeah, you can't shoot them off, you can't blow your horn or anything like that. And so imagine a country like India alone, which is overpopulated with cows.
Oh.
I think that's a good example of what would happen in the event that, a lot of livestock would
Well,
start to
even
populate
if you
the-
release cows in the wild,
Yeah. Yeah.
let's say here in the Philippines, what is the wild? What is the ano mo yun, ang terrain ng gubat dito? Hindi naman pang cows eh.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Diba? Dadalhin mo siya. So if you just leave a goat in a vacant lot,
Leave a goat there.
Diba, that's what some people do eh. Dun sa mga subdivisions na mayroong mga
Now we have
vacant
unlimited
lots.
caldereta afterwards.
So, after nandun yung goat, lalagyan lang ng isang goat kasi mataas na yung mga talahib, di ba?
Right.
So, after 2 to 3 days, patag na eh.
Yeah.
Kasi kinain na ng goat. Di ba? Wow, ang galing. So, alam mo yun, that's probably millions and millions of cows. Well, I'm sure there's an answer to this. Pero let's say, I think the future I don't know how far of a future this is gonna be. Pero I think we will be able to harness the sun so that it's gonna be pure energy and it's gonna be turned into some kind of a pill lang.
A pill?
A pill. Tapos, kasi you just eat food for energy eh.
Right.
I'm gonna go science fiction, okay? Because I'm a science fiction writer,
Okay,
diba?
okay.
And it's gonna be free for everyone. That's gonna end world hunger. Kasi
Yeah.
we eat food basically
For sustenance.
So not just it's also for the vitamins,
Yeah,
mga ganon,
yeah.
for nutrition, but primarily it is to give energy. And that energy that comes from meat, from plants, those are just just solar energy that was transformed into kasi everything you can trace back to the sun at least. So that energy, what if you can harness that energy and turn it into a pill? And then
You pop a
just
pill.
tapos since it's energy, it's solar, it's gonna be free. Meron lang let's say sa City Hall, meron kang kukuha ka lang doon. so
Are you on
kakain
the
ka.
go today? Have a sun pill. All
Diba?
done.
So food has become free essentially. It's not masarap siguro.
Yeah.
Pero it's enough for you to
And it'll definitely put people like me out of the job. So
So you're gonna lobby against that.
might as well start a new profession then.
Oo nga eh. So after that, I think, I don't know, maybe that would happen. I don't know. Pero in one of the stories that I'm entertaining, parang it's one of the things na
Hey,
pwedeng mangyari.
Who's to say it can't, right?
Oo
I mean,
nga
if you think about it, maybe, I don't know, thousands of years ago, if I told you I can make a contraption that flies with
Helicopter,
yeah.
diba?
And then they'll be like, oh, nonsense, that's the work of the devil. I don't know.
Oh,
What is that?
diba? Yeah.
And years later now,
Exactly.
you have people like, I don't know, politicians using it, getting from A to B.
Oo nga eh. At saka, it also amazes me how how easily people lose the amazement in
Because it becomes a normal thing. right?
Kasi
Yeah.
for thousands of years from Greek mythology pa with Daedalus
Yes.
and Icarus,
Yes,
diba?
Icarus.
Si Icarus would be the
guy who went to the sun.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
with the wax wings,
Yeah,
diba?
yeah.
So from there, parang you'd think na if somebody would figure out sustained flight for humans, parang it would be celebrated for eternity.
I know, right? Now you have people bitching at it if they're late for 15 minutes.
Oh,
right?
and then
You have people going on Twitter and being like, oh my
Yeah.
god, Cebu Pacific is the worst service ever. I think I just shot myself in the foot.
So after, I don't know how quick it was after it was announced that the Wright brothers have invented the
Yeah.
airplane.
Yeah, the airplane,
So siguro let's say for a normal person, wow, shit, ang galing for nung nabasa mo yung headline, di ba?
yeah.
Siguro after 1 week, okay.
Yeah, wala lang.
Wala lang. So
Okay.
we can fly now.
Moving on.
We can fly now,
Can we
di
breathe
ba?
underwater next?
So, pero siguro if you're gonna ask people from the times of yun nga Icarus, parang if somebody would figure it out, shit, we're gonna be dancing for 100 years to celebrate it.
Yeah. Speaking of which, this brings you back. Just a few days ago, I watched this comic, the stand-up comic, Trevor Noah. I don't know if you watch Trevor Noah.
I've heard.
So apparently, man, I can't remember in what area of Africa it was. I can't remember, but okay. So you know how the escalator nowadays,
Yeah.
like on the topic, we see an escalator, we're like, yeah, okay, get on board, right?
Okay.
So apparently, Trevor Noah went to this country where the escalator was so not heard of, and the tour guide was like saying things like, oh yes, now we have a mall, and if you're lucky, you might be able to ride the escalator. And he was like, what are you talking about? If I'm lucky, what are you? Apparently, the people there have iPhones and whatnot, but
there's
but
no
they're going
escalator.
crazy over the escalator. As in, like, there are kids from school buses going on a field trip just so they can ride the escalator.
Well, I know how that feels. Kasi when I grew up in Laguna.
Laguna?
I grew up in Rizal, Laguna. That's a very little known town in Laguna.
Alright.
Pero I went to school in San Pablo City.
Pablo, yeah.
So 'di ba alam mo yung San Pablo,
Yeah, of
pero
course.
yung Rizal, Laguna hindi.
Yeah.
After Rizal is nagkarlan. Alam mo na
Okay.
ulit, 'di ba? You probably heard about it, no?
Tad bit.
Yeah, well, some people have heard it. Pero San Pablo is maybe one of the most popular locations in Laguna. So, back in mid-90s na to, I was in high school. There have been malls in San Pablo already, pero none of them had escalators. So,
Okay.
there was this mall na nag-shopping center siya. What made it stood out was it has escalators. So even kahit ako nung well, parang I would sneer at it na rin, di ba? Pero nung naggaya kami doon, shit, parang I also wanted to see
Yeah, you wanted-
na meron
you wanted to
ngang
see it.
na meron ngang mall sa San Pablo na merong escalator.
Escalator.
So shit, no. And it's not even the parang 2-lane escalator parang single.
It's a really small one.
That one.
Yeah.
So
I believe Viera Mall in Green Hills, well, back in the 90s as well. It was like that then. A really small ass
Talaga?
escalator.
Hindi ko inabutan ng I went to Green Hills, nakarating ako doon siguro late 2000s na.
Wala. Baka na-renovate na yan or something, yeah. It's just funny. So the same thing, right? Like, who would have said to himself, who would wake up one day and say, hey, you know what, I'd like to invent a moving stairs that kind of just goes in loop.
Oo nga.
And
Well,
then,
ang dami namang yun yung I think yung first lift ang tawag na, yung elevator.
yeah, the elevator.
It's a tourist attraction wherever it's installed.
Yeah?
But the first one, even Jose Rizal had entries in her journal, in his journal sa dati. So in his travels in Europe. Tapos sumakay siya ng elevator. If you've read Rizal's works, it's very unfortunate that the Rizal subject was taken for granted in college.
I love that.
No.
Name yourself subject. That's where I learned that apparently he had a long ass name. Right?
Oh,
He
yeah.
had a really long ass. I won't even bother trying to remember the name, but it's really long.
Yeah. Well, but most of them are parang surnames of mothers and
Right,
ganyan.
right. Which
So,
they apply, no?
Oo.
Yeah.
May mga mga
Yeah,
ganun
yung
pa.
iipan nila laban. The letter Y.
No, to
pronounced-
acknowledge parang parang presidente nag-acknowledge sa SONA. We have the vice president and the blah 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 blah, diba? Anyway,
Yeah.
so basta ang I remember yung jump ng topics natin. Biglang Rizal eh. I remember one of the historian si Ambeto Campo, he wrote na yun nga si Rizal parang ang dami niyang sinulat. It is tragic. I don't know the exact quote, but it goes something like this. Parang, it is a tragedy that he wrote a lot of things for a nation that doesn't read. Di ba? Kasi if you're gonna
Solid yan, pare.
di ba? For
Solid
a
yan,
nation that doesn't read. Kasi it's unfortunate he argued na na you've heard probably about the debate kung sinong mas dapat na national hero.
Yeah.
Bonifacio or Rizal.
Or Rizal,
diba?
yeah.
So if you've read kung regular na you haven't read history, parang obvious answer would be Bonifacio kasi he was at the front lines.
He was getting down and dirty with
Oo,
blood
diba?
and whatnot, yeah.
Pero if you've read Rizal's works,
yeah.
hands down, there's no question. Ang sabi nga ni Ambeth, kung buhay si Rizal and si Bonifacio and you created a poll asking sino dapat ang magiging national hero ng Pilipinas, Ambeth Bonifacio would have voted for Rizal.
Really?
And Rizal would have voted
For Bonifacio.
no, for himself. For himself. Kasi wala nang iba eh. Kasi, ganito ba, there's a book, his autobiography. Ewan ko nandito yun. Basta, it's called, The First Filipino. Yun yung kasi he was the first Filipino.
I think I heard of that.
Back then, kasi, Filipinos are, di ba, the Philippines is consisted of a lot of, it's an archipelago, a lot of
Yes.
ethnicities, ng mga, ano pag tawag doon, mga dialects, mga iba't ibang provinces.
Yeah.
So, iba-iba yung mga tribes sa Pilipinas.
Yes, yes.
So, there are the Cebuanos, there are the Ilocanos. So, back then, at least most of the times na, during most of the time na under colonized tayo ng Spain, the Cebuanos thought of themselves as Cebuanos. The Tagalogs thought of themselves as Tagalogs,
yeah.
and
so
so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Yun. And it was Rizal that this revolutionary idea na at least first na I don't know kung first talaga, pero as far as I know, it is kaya nga siya first Filipino eh. So probably he was the first to write it down, and ano siya eh, parang the concept of everybody that lived in this island is a Filipino, is one people.
Or it should be.
Oh, diba? So that's why it was very revolutionary. That's why all of the previous yung mga mutinies na yung mga revolutions that happened, kasi Bonifacio it wasn't the first eh. There have been bigger revolutions prior to Bonifacio, but they all failed because they lacked that ideology of oneness as a nation.
Yeah.
Yun. So
It's only like so we're a group of people willing to fight. Who's in?
so even if the Boholanos had their revolution, I don't know if there's any historians out there who can correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Please do so. Pero probably there were Tagalogs who fought with the Spanish against the Boholanos.
Right.
Kasi, pero if you have that ideology that we are one people, no? We are one people. We can't be fighting with you. We're with these people, di ba? Hindi mo kalaban mo din kami.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's why they got defeated. Hindi nag-succeed yung mga. So,
Lack of unity. Lack of.
di ba? And you can't really blame na walang unity because the seed wasn't planted eh.
Well, that's true.
So when Rizal wrote the Noli Me Tangere and somehow it planted the idea. That's why it was very dangerous.
That's true. And that's what the Spanish didn't want.
And it's also he wrote a lot nga eh. So he wrote in sa mga papers, La Solidaridad,
Yeah, La
yung mga
Solidaridad.
ideas na ganun, which were
So he was basically planting the seed for everyone else to follow
and
suit.
also those other mga martyrs eh, mga
Yeah, like
patriots,
Kumburza.
early patriots, yeah.
If you remember your grade 3, 4, 5 history classes.
Kumburza is parang it's a parang hindi talaga siya. I don't think they were pushing for there's a political agenda. I may be butchering history right here. pero it's just a trigger point. Parang nung nakita lang ng mga tao na there was severe injustice that happened during that. And Rizal was still young when that happened. So isa yun sa mga parang nabaril si Ninoy.
Yeah.
Ganon. Parang ganon siya.
Cause and effect.
No.
This happened, therefore.
No.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah,
Study history, kids.
and it's also yung debate about Bonifacio and Rizal. Ang sabi ni Ambet Ocampo dyan, I keep quoting him. Sorry kung so ang sabi niya is in one of his books. I hope to have him here one day. So ang sabi niya is ang accusation niya is yung mga debates na ganyan at saka yung Rizal should not be the national hero because he was planted by the Americans. Diba? Yun yung parang siya yung tuta ng mga Amerikano and wanted us to be meek. Kaya, diba, may ganun eh. Diba?
I won't lie, I've never heard of that one.
Oh yeah. So what they're saying is that the Americans wanted Rizal instead of Bonifacio because Bonifacio is a fighter,
Yeah.
diba? He's a strong icon.
Yeah.
And Rizal is a pacifist. And the Americans wanted us to be pacifist and be passive.
Yeah.
Ganun. So at least yun ang idea nung theory na yun. Pero
That's an interesting one. Huh?
Yeah.
I've never heard of it, but it's interesting. It's piquing my curiosity now.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, but Ambet Ocampo countered na that argument was just made up by lazy UP professors.
Shots fired.
Okay. By lazy
UP professors.
maybe not UP but lazy professors who were bored at their
Yeah.
Rizal subjects
Yeah.
teaching it na I don't know what other accusations. Basta they're bored about and they just wanted to spark some controversy in their class. So magdebate tayo ganyan, 'di ba? So ayun, and then nagkaroon na ng it gained foothold na syempre oo nga no. It's an interesting It's an interesting thought kasi na syempre tayo kung back then nung during the American matakas ang influence ng America, parang syempre we resist.
Yeah.
'Di ba? We want to resist.
Yeah.
So, madaling mag-gano yun madaling ma-trigger. Most of those lazy UP professors would have been dead already. So, alam mo naman siya. So, I think we're safe.
I think we're seeing. Pretty soon we might be receiving like hate mail from in our inboxes on Facebook and whatnot.
Let's see. Tingnan natin kung may nanonood.
Meron na ba?
I don't know. Oy. Let's check.
But, one of the things I love, since we're on the topic of history, and sorry, I'm a chef, so I always go back to food here.
Oh yeah, sure. No
But,
problem.
like when I was in culinary school, my chef asked me like, have you guys ever wondered the history of Filipino cuisine and why it is the way it is? And it really made me. I had a question mark for the face. I was like, yeah, that's a damn excellent question.
Yeah. Oh,
And I'm Filipino-Italian, so I grew up in a very Italian household. So I was a kid who would eat spaghetti and lasagna a bit too often. I mean, don't get me wrong, I also had my adobo and sinigang and whatnot. But I knew more about the history of Italian cuisine than I did Filipino. And although my mom, obviously my mom's Filipina, but she wasn't aware of it either. She never really understood like, why do we have callos? Why do we have like this? Why do we have like that? And some of my chefs back in school, they explained it and they said it's so simple. It was during the time of when we were being colonized by mostly the Spaniards and the Americans, which heavily influenced our cuisine as well today. And as you would know, callos is actually more Spanish than it is Filipino. Are you aware of that?
Yeah.
Diba? So and
Calio is just the name.
yeah,
Yes, I know.
but apparently, like, you know the kare-kare, right? Have you ever wondered why kare-kare is composed of like the oxtail, the tripe, the innards? I mean, one would look at the tail. Like if I was a butcher, right? If I was a cook at the time, the Spaniards, and I'm like, oh, look at that tail, that looks fucking good. Look at that ox stripe, that smells like shit. That probably tastes freaking good. I wouldn't say that to myself. You know? I'd be like, this is fucking disgusting. Apparently, according to my chef, it was because the Filipinos had to learn to innovate with what was being given to them by the Spaniards, which was mostly the rejects. Like, so when they had the beef there, when they would kill their cattle, they would get all the prime cuts. And as you know, the Filipinos were deemed as the Indios. They'd be like, give the scraps to the Indios. So the Filipinos got the oxtail, they got the tripe, they got the innards, the things that you normally wouldn't enjoy eating. And from there on, came the dishes.
Not just the Spaniards, also the Ilustrados, diba? Maybe yung mga
high-ranking
even the Filipinos who are rich, diba? So
because everyone's just kind of stepping into it, right? So she said, and therefore the birth of papaitan, kare-kare.
That makes sense.
Diba? If you know what papaitan is made of, it's freaking disgusting if you think about it. Diba? It's vile. But I won't lie to you, I tasted it and it's actually one of my most favorite Filipino dishes. Yeah.
Papaitan hawk tawag.
But I can't help but wonder, like, who on earth would have said to themselves, look at this disgusting innards. I think it'll taste pretty good as like some sort of stew. So dyan ako hanga sa mga Pilipino, at least especially during the time when they were creating pa the cuisine, the Filipino cuisine, you know. And well, I'm not thanking for the colonialism that occurred. I'm not thanking for that. I'm just saying, it's just amazing how the Filipino cuisine isn't getting as much recognition, given that it came to birth because of that, because of the circumstances that was put on them, because of the injustice, because of all this god awful things that they went through.
Well, maybe those the innards thing. It happened during the colonization period. Colonization period.
Yeah.
Pero pre-colonial Philippines already has a lot of I don't know if it's I only know about adobo.
Yeah.
Adobo is the adobo, the way it's cooked.
Yeah. It's meant to be preserved.
Was how it was cooked.
Yeah.
Pre-colonial period pa lang.
Yes.
And unfortunately we just lost the name, kung ano man yung tinawag nila nun, and it was just replaced with adobo. Which is
the vinegar, the soy.
Pero ang nabasa ko, the Spanish adobo, or it's not, hindi ganun hindi katulad ng adobo natin very minute na similarity lang ang meron siya, and so it's not really that. Parang it was just adapted yata and stuck, diba? And unfortunately nga, we lost the real name.
Well, it's lost in translation at this point. Years and years.
Adobo.
But my knowledge of adobo was well, again, everything I say right now is from what I learned from my chef.
So he gets the blame.
So if there are any historian foodies out there who might come at me, I'm just saying now.
No, we own it. We own it here at the powerful Komiksman podcast.
So apparently, they used to dub adobo as the traveler's food because it would hold so well. Like you can leave it out in the open and it will still hold. Hindi siya napapanis. Because of the high sodium.
Kahit isang linggo na di ba?
Yeah.
Well, soy and vinegar dun pa lang.
Diba?
Okay.
So it was ideal for traveling. They call it the traveler's food. It became so famous because in the end of the day, like for example, halimbawa, isa kang magsasaka, diba? And nagkatrabaho ka sa fields buong araw.
It's busy. Okay.
And chances are they said their wives would cook the adobo in the morning. Para come nighttime, when the husband comes home and he's hungry as hell, oh, here you go, just eat. You know, it's great enough. I won't even have to think about your dinner anymore. I can attend to the kids now. So adobo became known as like the staple comfort food and the traveler's food.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the reasons why it became so famous. And until now, you know.
Yeah.
And I personally am a huge fan of adobo myself. I even like.
And there are ang pinaka nakakatuwa sa adobo is there are a lot of iterations, di ba?
Yes.
Some versions.
Yes, there are.
Yung dito is in this household, our adobo is from Pampanga. So you cook the adobo with the toyo and konting magagalit sila.
That's alright.
Anyway, so basta
This is not
konti lang
vegan
yung
friendly?
sauce, konti lang yung sauce. Tapos
more of the oil?
oh, yun.
Yeah.
And then you don't serve it like that. Ipiprito mo muna. Tapos you gonna separate the sauce ba ang tawag doon?
Okay, yeah.
So yun. So it's fried adobo. Well, of course you can eat it without frying.
Right,
Pero
right. That's up to you.
Oo.
That's up to you, yeah.
ako hindi ko na fina-fry pag gutom na ako. And while the others are soaking with the
sauce.
with the sauce, di ba? Tapos yung iba flake nga, di ba?
Yeah, I love that. My God.
Oo nga, di ba?
How personally how I cook my adobo? Well, it's practically hardly any difference. The only thing that I like to do is nowadays people. So I think the choice of vinegar is where it can vary. I personally like using pinakurat vinegar.
Ano yun?
Pinakurat
Okay.
I think you can buy it like in a.
Is that the Benguet vinegar?
You know, forgive me, I'm not sure. I think pinakurat is like, oh my God, if my chef is here, she'll hit me in the head. I think it's like from the area of, what do you call that place again? The one
North, south?
The one that makes inasal, chicken inasal.
Bacolod.
Yeah, I think they're the ones
Okay.
known for producing really good pinakurat. if I'm not
Okay.
mistaken.
So it's a Visayan,
Yeah.
Visayan
So
vinegar.
I like using that kind of vinegar because it has a degree of spiciness and just a little sweetness as well to it. And I swear it really alters the flavor profile of your typical adobo to change it just a bit. Otherwise, it still has your usual dahon ng laurel, it has your usual peppercorns, soy sauce, you know.
And the great thing about adobo is you can include pwede mong pagsama-samahin yung three different types of meat.
Yeah,
diba?
yeah.
So you can
Pork,
have pork, chicken, pork, and beef.
Yeah,
Isang
pork,
adobo
beef,
lang,
yeah.
di ba?
You know, like one time I even tried doing it. Like I got the shanks, beef shanks, you know. That's the cut that's normally used for bulalo. And I told my mom, okay lang ba i-adobo ko yun? And she was like, what? What are you gonna do? I was like, no, just let me. Let me do it. Let me do the adobo style, damn it. So,
Okay.
sorry ma. So I did it, right? The adobo style. And of course the bone marrow is in the center. So you scrape the bone marrow and just mix it in with the sauce as well.
Oh, shit.
Tapare, panalo. I enjoyed it. I liked
Panalo
it.
talaga.
Yeah. I mean, maybe the other purists out there might be saying, "Oh my God," you know, but
Well, it's like
It's good.
pata na, ano mo yun? It's pata na, yung nga lang merong pata na matamis eh.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's adobo. Pero
the
pata.
matamis that might be patatim.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, yeah, patatim.
That
yeah.
one.
Yeah. That I'm not a huge fan of, but a lot are.
O teka, let's say hi to
Oh yeah,
to Hige.
Hige. Hey Hige.
and Dino.
Hello, Hige and Dino. Who are you guys? I have absolutely zero idea of who you guys are, but hello to you guys.
Someone else.
Who else is watching right now? Who is this? Huh? Oh, cool. Nice. So, hey guys. Yeah, thanks for watching. I hope we're not boring you yet.
Yeah. Well, it is it is what it is. It's what you get. Di ba? Pero
Yeah, so yan. It was really good. Guys, buy beef shanks, lutuin nyo adobo style. Gumamit kayo ng pinakurat na suka. Masarap. Panalo siya. Bawang sibuyas, soy sauce. Kung gusto nyo pakalagyan ng North seasoning, kayo na yan. Ingat na lang kasi baka sobrang alat nun. Panalo guys. Sarap. I swear.
actually our first idea of having JJ is to have a pizza night.
Yeah, the pizza
Diba?
night. Yeah.
So, yun nga lang, it's a little hard to set it up here.
Yeah, the
So,
pizza night.
we're supposed to have he's supposed to do a live demonstration of
Yeah.
what do you call that? Preparing the dough.
Yeah, preparing, basically
and then,
making the pizza from scratch.
Yeah.
And I wanted to make the real Italian pizza.
Yun.
Because, you see, guys, if you guys eat in Brooklyn, I shouldn't mention names.
But you already did.
Okay, here's what I'm going to say. The Italian pizza, the classical Italian pizza, it's not what you eat in the fast food joints here. Okay.
So hindi yung mga 3M.
Yeah. My God, that's an insult. My cousins in Italy are probably like saying, "Ma che cazzo la porca miseria, una puttana." They're saying stuff like that already. So, the classic Italian pizza is so simple. It comes from, I forgot where it comes from. Obviously Italy, but I forgot the region in Italy. But the most simplest form of pizza is what we call a pizza margherita. And it's just basically 3 ingredients. Your tomato sauce or pomodoro sauce, mozzarella, and fresh basil.
Fresh basil.
3 simple ingredients, but I promise you, it tastes freaking delicious. Especially if you use the buffalo, the mozzarella that comes from the buffalo's milk.
Okay.
Yeah, that one, buffalo milk. That's really good. I wanted to do it here for the show, but
We're still gonna do it one of these days.
One of these
so
days,
I just need to figure out where to put the oven.
I know that's a problem.
Or maybe we can do this. We can do it in your kitchen.
Pwede.
Diba?
Yeah. Hey guys,
see.
you can follow me also on YouTube. Look for the channel The Hungry Floof. I do cooking videos there and music videos as well. But since my laptop kind of crashed, I
So
had to stop uploading videos for now. But I will soon. I really will soon.
so yun, watch out for I'm gonna announce that we're gonna have a pizza night.
Yeah.
With and we're gonna have more of the guys maybe.
Yeah.
The pizza and beer.
Yeah, pizza, beer.
And then the conspiracy theories and the food history.
Food history. Man.
So what's with what's the thing with Italians that's so meticulous and so alam mo yun,
About the food.
snobero,
Yeah.
snobbish about
Okay.
the food. What's
Okay.
what's with that?
Here's the thing: I need to lay down some ground rules first.
Okay.
Understanding Italians, right? Seeing as I grew up in both worlds, you know, I have to say, the Italians, they are just very proud of their culture. Sorry, I know I'm wearing an Italy jacket right now, but they're so proud of their culture. They're so proud of what they've achieved.
Well, these
And-
are the Romans.
The Renaissance period, right? Yeah,
And the Romans,
yeah.
diba?
They're the fathers of architecture. Of modern day architecture.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they're very proud, and I guess I have to give it to them. Yes, they are proud, and my father too. Back then, if you encountered him back then, he's so funny because he'd be like, you know, if it's made in Italy, it is the best, but it costs 6,000 pesos the shoes. It's okay, it's still the best. I buy. You know, they're just so proud of it. They're just so proud. Now, I feel like sometimes the Filipinos see it as kayabangan. Like, you know, like, look at this snobby piece of white shit. You know, that's probably what they're going through their head, right? But the thing is, they don't mean to be that way. They're just really so proud, and that they just kind of want to show it off and show it to the world.
It's also when you're not in your home country, you want to show
Right.
people who you are, diba?
Right. And they take their food so seriously because for them, food is not just eating. It is like some sort of art for them. It's sustenance. It's sustenance for the body and pleasing your taste buds. So for them, I mean, I understand. The Filipinos, sometimes we see food as, huwag ka maarte, kumain ka, punyeta.
Oo.
Parang gutom lang yan, kumain ka na.
Well, ganun din naman sila probably in Italy.
For
Those
some,
who are
yeah. But I think the reason why the Filipinos are like that, this is why I love the history you told earlier. It's because since we were like colonized by the Spaniards and whatnot, they always put us down, diba? So since they put us down, I think it kind of affects everything we do. From it becomes a culture for us that even when it comes to food, we're like, as long as I get something to stuff in my mouth and I'm full and I'm good, that's it.
Yeah.
The Italians, however, is different. For them, it's like, it's not just about stuffing the face or stuffing the mouth. It's the pleasure, the experience, and this bond that you can create whilst enjoying food.
So that's one step further than just
Yeah.
filling you up.
Obviously, not the modern day Filipinos. I'm sure they understand. They understand the simple concept and philosophy. But that's one of the reasons why I think the Italians have a tendency to look really mayabang. and they're so proud because when I was there,
And also when they see that, like, let's say the pizza and then they see Chicago deep dish.
Yeah, that's
Diba?
a
Parang-
that's a freaking
it's gonna be outrage.
Yeah,
Diba?
Yeah,
It's gonna be sneered upon. So
It will.
why do you think it's that way?
For me,
Uh-huh.
I think it's like, because for them, why will you go ahead and call this monstrosity a pizza when we told you that this is what a pizza is? You know, I think that's what insults them the most. It's
okay.
like, I'm the Italian here. We're the one who made what a pizza is, and you're insisting that this fatty monstrosity of a deep dish bullshit pizza that you call is a pizza. You know, it's kind of like going up to a Filipino and saying, yung sinigang na yan, actually adobo yan eh. So siyempre, pati yung Pinoy will be
I
like,
see.
no, it's sinigang. No, it's adobo. It's sinigang. No, it's adobo. Adobo yan, adobo yan. You know, so...
Have you seen this I don't know, there's a show in the US that made it went viral that made an adobo dish pero yun nga lang this dish, his version doesn't have vinegar,
Ah, yeah?
doesn't have toyo yata, and it
I think I
used
saw that. I think I saw
it used the different basta I don't know.
It totally does not look like adobo, basically.
Oh, diba? So-
I won't lie, even I felt a bit insulted at that.
Oo.
Because I'm like, what in the name of fuck is that? That's not adobo.
Yun
You
nga,
might as well
diba?
give it a new name. Diba? Because you're gonna confuse everyone, you know, who is totally ignorant of what adobo is. And when you go to them and you say, here, that's
adobo.
That's adobo. But little do they know, it doesn't have the key ingredients, garlic, onions, I don't know, soy, vinegar,
Oo nga,
whatever.
diba?
It really mind fucks with them. So for me, I think that's how the Italian sees it as well. And it doesn't help that they're so proud of their own recipes.
Yeah, well, I suppose the Filipino dishes aren't popular enough for us to feel that way.
Yeah.
Probably one day.
I really do hope that, so I love it how there's so many more Filipinos who are becoming chefs now. Like, I really love it because I personally think that the Filipino cuisine is outstanding. It's delicious. I mean,
Of course.
I was in Italy for like 2 weeks or so last year. I paid a visit to my family. And as I said, the food is good. I love it. It's delicious. Pero pare, after mga 4 days of staying in Italy, I was like, wala bang kanin dito? I was like, the only rice I can eat here is risotto. And I'm like, putang ina, kailangan ko ng adobo, kailangan ko ng sinigang, kailangan ko ng pusit na may, alam mo, I was looking for stuff like that na pare. I guess, no matter what happens, I was born and raised here. So I reckon I'm more Filipino than I am Italian.
Of course.
And yun nga, if anything, let's stay in Italy. Again, the food is delicious, don't get me wrong. The food was sublime. It was really good, kung saan good. But my God, I was hoping for Filipino food. And my point for bringing that up is, I wish that our local chefs would, make an effort to really make our cuisine popular. Make the Westerners appreciate the flavors of Filipino cuisine. Because my father, when he was here, it was so hard for him to appreciate Filipino food.
Really?
Yeah, pare.
Why?
I swear. Like when we'd be eating at a dinner table, like my mom and the kids were eating whatever's on the table.
No.
Be it sinigang, be it fried tilapia, be it bangus, whatever. We'd eat it. My dad, though, he'd have his one special dish that's Italian.
Talaga?
Like maybe a small ossobuco or a chicken cacciatore or a spaghetti bolognese. He'd always have his own one separate dish. And then, I guess in time, between my mom and between me and my siblings, telling him, hey, come on, learn to eat something. Learn to eat the food that you're freaking living in. You live in this country, you adapt a bit. Pare, the only time he began adapting was maybe when he was in his 60s na.
Talaga? And then...
And he was in his 60s na, man. That's when he began... Then
And how it went? How did it go?
It went well. He was like, I really like the adobo, This
Pero
adobo.
tagal ng withholding niya.
Yeah. And then, he hates bagoong.
Well, that's understandable.
But only because he doesn't like how it's prepared. And the chef in me has to agree. The chef in me has to agree. Back then, bagoong preparation really is disgusting after all, right?
Oh.
So he avoids eating it. But one time, my mom tricked him and we made binagoongan.
No.
Binagoongan na baboy.
Oo.
And we paired it up with some rice. typical. And we fed it to my dad. And he was like, oh, Lourdes, this is very good. What is this? Binagoongan. And siguro my father heard the root word somewhere between binagoongan, you know. And he said, does this sound bagoong? I was like, yes, it does. Well, you like it, don't you? And he was like, kinain naman din.
Oo nga eh. Well,
Yeah.
binagoongan, what your version of binagoongan has gata?
You know, I've heard about that. I've heard about the gata, but me, no. I don't,
No.
I personally don't put, but only because it's not what I'm familiar with.
Okay.
But I've been hearing, many have been asking
meron
me.
merong,
Yeah.
I think it's may gata.
Yeah.
Maybe baka mali ako.
I mean, some of my friends are even shocked. Like, a few times I cook with my other friends who are also just as much interested in cooking. Like, Jay, walang gata yan? Kala pa chef ka.
Yeah.
Ay,
Well,
sorry.
there's parang it's like Bicol Express pero mas malaki yung cut.
Okay.
Parang ganun ng dating.
Right,
At least. Yun yung isang parang Bicol Express na may bagoong. May bagoong bang Bicol Express? Wala, no?
You know, I think it can vary din eh.
Oo,
If
diba?
anything, just to make it a bit salty. To give it salty flavor to it.
I should go out to to eat sa I don't know. Kamayan. Kasi I forgot na eh.
You see,
Kasi-
how many decent Filipino restaurants are there? I mean, there was this one restaurant I ate in Capital Commons. Kiara, do you remember the name of the restaurant? Yeah, the Filipino restaurant with the waitress who spoke straight Tagalog with nosebleed ako.
Wow, talaga?
Oh, pare. Even the credit card. It was
Talaga?
like, ma'am, sir, hawak po ang iyong, then insert like deep Tagalog word here, which is
Credit
basically a credit card.
Teka, isipin
At
ko.
ikakaltas ko dito po ang iyong in Tagalog, total bill na inisaid na Tagalog.
Kabuang.
Yeah, like a total bill of 2,000 blah 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 blah. All in
2,000,
Tagalog.
oo.
I was like, holy shit! I can't even speak that way. I know, right?
Teka, anong credit card sa Tagalog?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Karton.
But it just kind of made sense when I heard it. Eh. It kind of made sense na parang,
Shit, it's a challenge, ah.
yeah, it is.
I wanna hear how
said
she
it-
translated credit card.
She said it flawlessly.
Kasi I'm really proud of my Tagalog.
Yeah.
I came from
And since you can't say it, it kind of...
Oh, and I kinda parang shit paano nag short circuit ng konti ang aking translation.
Mapaisip pa talaga
machine.
dun, di ba? Yeah.
Credit card. Putya, ang hirap na no. Sige
Kara,
nga.
could you Google
Sige
credit
nga,
card in
credit card Tagalog.
Or in Filipino, whatever, Tagalog, Filipino.
Credit card.
Diba? Ang galing. Although I forgot the name of the restaurant. I think it's XO something.
No, that was in
The one in Capital Commons.
Oh, yeah.
XO 46? It's a Filipino restaurant.
It was really
It was really
good.
good. Sarap.
Wow.
Yeah. Sarap pa.
There are dishes in Rizal Laguna that I think only exist there.
Ah, yeah?
At saka funny yung lugar namin eh. It's called again, it's Rizal Laguna.
Yeah.
Pero it is also known in the neighboring towns like San Pablo, Lacarlan, and Liliu. So ang turon would be sagimis.
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 So
Wait, as in that's the name of the turon?
Oh,
you
that-
don't call it turon, you call it sagimis.
So when I came here na hindi ko alam yung turon. Alam ko sagimis.
Sagimis. That sounds like some deep Tagalog word pa.
Yeah.
Punta ka nga sa vendor sa labas, ma'am, maaari po bang bumili ng isang sagimis?
So parang it's gonna be embarrassing kasi there were people who yung ibang kababayan ko doon na had stories na
Yeah.
pabili ng sagimis.
Tapos
Tapos parang people were, huh?
Dude, I like that word. I'll start using it from now
Well,
on.
at least,
Sagimis.
'di ba, may saging, 'di
Yeah,
ba?
may
Saging
saging.
miss, 'di ba? Saging na matamis. Oh, 'di ba? Sagimis. So ngayon, yung turon, ano 'yun?
Right. I did not know that.
Well, very few people outside our place probably
familiar
knew,
with it. Yeah,
'di ba? So
Sagimis.
ang dami pa, well, yung mantika sa amin, tawag namin langis.
Well, tama naman.
Tama
But I
naman.
think
Pero,
langis here
pero langis
is like
here.
for cars.
Oh,
or
yeah. So,
something not edible.
Yeah, so petroleum yun eh. Diba? And also some dishes na they have a minudong gulay na basta it's I haven't
Minudong
seen
gulay?
I can't even describe it. I haven't seen those dishes outside my hometown. Yun. What that tells me is kung ganon sa hometown ko, how about in other hometowns ng ibang tao,
Right.
in other places in the Philippines,
Yeah,
'di ba? Na probably hindi ko alam that exists only in that particular area.
I'm sure there is. Because I remember my prof said, and then again, I think it's going to apply to any country. Regional cooking exists.
No.
Regional cooking really exists because you tend to use whatever is available within the said region. Which is why some regions are better at a certain dish. Probably because of the availability of certain key ingredients that gives the said dish its unique flavor.
In Laguna, almost everything can be na pwedeng gataan. You can use coconut milk
On anything.
on anything.
Yeah.
Hipon,
Yeah.
isda,
Sarap nun.
anything.
Yeah, it's good. I like
Diba,
it.
diba?
I'm a huge fan of gata foods like Bicol Express.
Even desserts,
Gamang
mga ganun.
baboy. Yeah. Or I'm really a sucker for maha blanca.
Yun.
I know it's such a simple dish, but I'm a sucker for maha blanca. And I don't know, I just love coconut. Like growing up, I really loved coconut, and I love working with it. I even tried making coconut pandan panakota in my attempt to like combine the Filipino and Italian.
How did it go?
It went really well.
Talaga?
Yeah, coconut pandan panakota. It went really well.
Ang hirap bigsan. Coconut
Pandan
pandan pinakota.
panakota.
Pandan pinakota. Parang bitik. Coconut pandan
Like
pinakota.
for me, it's like if someone were to ask, how would you represent yourself as a dish? Here you go, coconut pandan panakota. Or better yet.
Say it in an Italian accent. Coconut pandan pinakota.
Paano ba? Coconut na pandan na panakota. Or something like that.
There's another dish pala na I've been thinking about it. The biko.
Biko, yeah.
Yung biko. Well, biko here is this dish, it's called sinukmani.
Okay.
Have you heard of it?
The word is not familiar.
So this sinukmani, it's like biko, pero the Manileños would call it biko, pero it's not really biko. Kasi biko is smooth eh. This one, kita mo pa yung mga grains ng rice.
So hilaw siya?
No,
Al dente.
it's cooked. hindi al dente. Malagkit pa rin siya kasi it's sticky rice.
Sticky rice, yeah,
Sticky rice,
yeah.
so sticky pa rin siya. Pero makikita mo pa rin merong buo-buo na. So kita mo pa yung mga pagkabilog.
Okay.
So it's like biko, pero very distinct siya sa actual biko, and it is called sinukmani. Usually red siya. So yun.
Ay, sarap nun. I wanna go to your place to do a food trip there, pare. That sounds really good.
I will need to ask my aunt.
Your aunt?
Masarap magluto yung especially yung mga dishes na unique sa amin.
To the area, no?
Yeah, it's basta super depend.
It's really nice going on food trips in different regions. Like, as I said earlier, my mother, she's from Benguet, no?
Oh.
Sablan Bayabas, Benguet.
What kind of food?
Well, since
do
we're in
they
the
eat
mountainous
there?
areas, at least when I was there, they consume a lot of pork. And
There's not much coconuts in there, no?
no, I wouldn't say.
Ah,
But
okay.
here's the thing: when I was there, my uncle was smoking pork.
Smoking kala.
Yeah, he was
Kala ko
smoking.
pot.
Maybe on the sidelines,
Alright.
he must be like.
Smoking.
But so he was smoking pork.
Okay.
No, he was smoking pork, and then he goes up to me and says, "JJ, try this one. This is Ibaloy bacon."
Ibaloy bacon.
Because
Wow.
my mom is technically Ibaloy.
Oo.
From the and I said, "So what do you call this?" And they call it kinuday. Kinuday. So basically, kinuday is a smoking process, and it can have different names. Some might call it pitag, some might call it this, depending on who you're talking to. But from what I can recall, he simply calls it kinuday, smoked
Kinuday.
pork. You try it. It's Ibaloy bacon. That's what they kept
What
saying.
is there a word uday
I
or kuday in Ibaloy? Would you know?
I'm gonna assume, yeah.
So
I'm gonna
it's like
assume.
a root word, kinuday.
Yeah, parang no.
Okay.
So, and I tried it, and it was really good, pare. Like, actually, I'm planning on going back up there just to learn the recipe.
What's it like? What's the closest comparison?
Man, it's really hard. It has a very strong, smoky flavor.
Basta it's pork.
Yeah, it's pork. It's
How's
basically
it cut?
Belly, pork belly.
Pork belly.
Parang siyang bacon nga. Just not cut as thin as bacon.
Okay.
But it went through the same smoking process as bacon. And based on the wood he uses, it gives this distinct flavor.
I see.
A very strong, potent, smoky flavor. And I had this crazy idea. So one time, I made a carbonara using that as the pork.
No,
Kasi-
yun yung bacon.
Yeah, you see in Italy, some of the carbonaras there, not all. To my Italian friends, don't come at me angrily.
Okay.
But like for instance, my cousin, when we were cooking, what she did was she uses guanciale or some whatever pork meat is available. She cooks it on red wine, reduces it, and then renders the fat of the pork. And then later on, since you got the drippings in the pan, that's where you can compose your sauce for your carbonara.
Okay.
I applied the exact same concept. The exact same concept. The only difference here is I was using kinuday this time. And then I was like, so what liquor can I cook this in? Gusto ko something Pinoy sana. I was close to using lambanog, but I was like,
Lambanog?
I was like, you know, screw it. Although she's wrong. I used tanduay rum, and I reduced it, everything like that. And I made the basic sauce for the carbonara. It was freaking good, man. I would love to put it on my menu. The only problem is the availability of the kinuday ingredient. So I can't put it in the restaurant or in my menu, even if I wanted to.
That's one thing that's a disadvantage on chefs, no? Kasi
Yeah.
let's say like me, I'm an artist. If I create an artwork, it will stay there.
Yeah.
Diba?
And you can see it whenever
diba? So if I tell that story to somebody else and wants proof, say, come over to my house.
I know, right?
And dito yan, okay, may photo ko, diba?
Exactly.
So, pero if for chefs, especially if you've done it only once,
Hanggang tikim lang.
diba natikman ko, ang sarap eh. Pero to the person that you're
Yeah, they're like,
talking
"I'll take your word for it."
about, diba?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
parang- and what's worse is, that person, like me, in this instance, parang shit, anong lasa nun?
Yeah, diba?
Ay, kumbaga parang shit, parang it may pain na na hindi mo
appreciate it.
hindi mo kasi ma-experience. You
Yeah.
can't experience it. Like, I can't possibly imagine what it's like, diba?
Yun na nga, I promise, but it was so good. I mean, imagine cooking with the kinuday bacon using tanduay rum. Simple tanduay rum.
How did the
carbonara sauce.
tanduay rum affect the dish? Naging mapait or?
Well, that's why you have to reduce the liquor. You reduce the liquor in order to extract that bitterness. So at the most, you're left with the semi-bitter sweetness of the rum.
If you use lambanog instead, what would happen? What do you think?
I will find out. I will
Good
find
answer.
out. Actually, yun nga, as I said, I wanted to use lambanog.
No.
But there was none available.
Okay.
And I said to myself,
Tuba. Di ba?
Or
It
tuba.
would be.
Tuba would be even nice because
Oo,
even my
kasi-
uncle makes tuba from scratch.
Yeah, and it's also tuba is parang I think you can simmer it with tuba. And
Yeah,
unlike with lambanog kasi.
Well, yeah.
Di ba? Yung lambanog kasi konti lang talaga ilalagay mo
Oo nga. Otherwise,
Anyway, I wouldn't know jack shit about cooking carbonara. So,
I just took the same concept of what the Italians did. They took their own version of their pork, smoked pork, simmered it in red wine. And I was like, well, I'm going to take my own version of the smoked pork, take my own liquor from the Philippines, dump it there, cook it. With the drippings on there, you compose the sauce for the carbonara, and bam, there you go. As a matter, chefs, my friend chefs, you heard it from me right now. Go ahead, try. If you can acquire any kind of Filipino pork, cook it with tanduay rum, make a carbonara, not using cream. Not using cream.
why?
Because it's bullshit.
That's all I know. Carbonara, I would always associate with cream.
Right. Here's the truth about carbonara, okay?
Okay.
The real carbonara, the Italian style, does not even have an ounce of cream.
Okay.
None at all. It is actually melted pecorino cheese.
Melted pecorino cheese.
Melted pecorino cheese because you're gonna add a little of the pasta water into the pan. You're gonna dump a shitload of pecorino cheese. You're gonna add an egg yolk.
Egg yolk.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you need to cook it really fast because you don't want the egg yolk to curdle.
Okay.
cook.
Okay.
So what happens is the egg yolk while cooking, it thickens and it thickens with the cheese and the water and the leftover drippings on the
No.
pan, such as let's say the small amount of alcohol. And it coats your pasta.
So
So you have this very, very, very light coating of what looks like cream.
I see.
That's the carbonara.
So carbonara really has liquor?
To some, yes.
Ah,
To
okay.
some. As
Yung
I
mga
said-
nandito, yun ang hindi ko...
No. Here they don't bother putting the liquor. Here, it's very simple. I can give you the recipe right now. The recipe here, they probably buy all-purpose cream from Nestle or something like that. They probably put a beef broth cube inside or something like that. You know, they put some chopped bacon or anything that they can get their hands on. Maybe cold cuts, and they call it a carbonara, and it's swimming in cream. Which I won't lie. I won't lie.
Masarap siya.
Masarap siya, yeah. I'm not naman saying it's bad. I'm not saying that. But the Italian in me will fight. will resist and say, again, like the same concept. Don't go calling that carbonara because that is not carbonara. This is carbonara. You give this a different name.
Yeah.
For them-
I just remembered there's this just a couple of weeks ago yata.
Yeah.
I even shared it in my Facebook page. It's a curious story about the kare-kare naman. So
Curious story of kare-kare.
how the name of the name kare-kare.
It should become a name. It should become like a book or something. The curious story of the kare-kare. Anyway, please.
So before that, so the name kare-kare, it I don't know kung kasi the consistency of the sauce is like curry, di ba?
Right, it's thick,
So
rich.
so it's curry.
Curry.
So
Oh my
it
God.
came from Pampanga.
Okay.
This is according to that Facebook post, ha? Okay, so that curry, I don't know if it's really their curry is the curry ng mga Indians.
Okay.
If that's what they really meant by that, or did they come up with the peanut sauce that has the consistency of the curry, di ba? Parang more or less the same, and just called it curry,
Curry,
di ba?
yeah.
So either way, they had a very particular way of cooking that curry. So that's alam mo, di ba, yung tawag the stereotype with Kapampangan, sir, magaling magluto, di ba?
Yeah.
So that existed during colonial times pa, maybe even
Before
earlier pa,
that,
di ba?
yeah.
So when this curry thing they brought it to Manila kasi their kids, yung mga Pampanggenyo, are studying in Intramuros,
Right.
di ba? And some of them go to Manila for whatever reason. So sila yung mga Pampanggenyo, dahil sila masarap magluto, sila yung simula ng karinderya. From that curry, di ba? So karinderya.
Karinderya.
Doon nang galing yung karinderya. So ngayon, naging popular ang karinderya. In effect, naging popular din yung curry. So,
At pwede kang kumain ng kari-kari
oh,
sa karinderya.
curry pa lang yun. Curry pa lang.
Okay.
Curry pa lang.
Okay.
Hindi pa kare-kare. Ganito naging kare-kare. Nung naging popular ang mga karinderya, non-Pampanggenyos went there and ate and natikman nila. And they saw that the business is booming. They set up their own karinderya. Which the Pampanggenyos did not approve. Para siya. So, ang tawag nila dun sa curry nila is kare-kare Kasi parang ginaya nila yung curry. Di ba parang...
Gaya-gaya.
Oh, yun.
Kare-kare.
Kare-kare lang yan, kare-kare. So, naging kare-kare yung version ng mga Tagalog.
Bloody hell, I did not know this.
Diba?
That's interesting.
Yeah, it was interesting. So, that's why I shared it. So that yung naging kare-kare dahil from the root word, from the origin word ng curry. Tapos naging karinderya. Tapos may isa pa siyang theory that the curry rice sa Japan was
I think it's curry rice.
the curry rice. Ang sabi kasi
Curry tonkatsu or things like that.
it's ang common na history niya right now is it came from the British. 'Di ba? So
Because,
British ang nagano.
they colonized India.
But the thing is, the British, when they went there in galleons and ships, di ba? They had Pampangueños on those ships.
No shit. Seriously?
So it is theorized that maybe, and it was documented that those Pampangueños established carinderias there as well. So pwedeng dun nanggaling yung curry rice. ng
One
mga
can
Japanese.
speculate.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So essentially galing din sa British pero not exactly British ang origins.
Yeah.
Diba?
That's the thing. Back then, everyone's just like interacting with one another, grabbing ideas from one another.
Grabe yung
You know?
at saka you wouldn't history is so complex, you wouldn't know na parang as early as hindi pa established yung United States. Parang there were Filipinos in America na, di ba? They were fighting revolution. Kasi we were used by by the Spanish
Right.
Di ba? So, alam mo yun, kung saan tayo nakarating tayo ng Australia, di ba?
It's amazing. It's amazing how these things go about, the
Oo nga,
names and
eh.
whatnot. Man. Kare. Mga gaya-gaya pala. You know, I have to ask that also. What is it with Filipinos and repeating words?
Oo nga di
Like,
ba?
I remember I remember meeting I have a friend and she has a cousin and like the cousin's name is Ding Ding, or Ling Ling, or Bing Bing.
Okay.
And I just can't help but wonder, what is it with the Filipinos and repeating?
Oo nga
Their names are repeating, you know?
Well, siguro,
Excuse me.
my theory is kasi I've asked that question na rin before. One, it's convenient. Pag, if you don't have a word for it,
Just repeat it.
just repeat it. Mike na yan, di ba? Di ba? Diba? So,
Mike,
pero, di ba, so, bawa, yung, maybe I'm talking about specs ng microphone, di ba? So, yung mga mic na yan. Di ba?
Well, it's actually,
diba?
now that you put that in my head, I can see why.
Di ba? So, madali
I
it's
can see
convenient.
why. Yeah, it's
That's
convenient.
as for naming, probably it's the it's a way to express giggle.
Gigil.
Parang let's say baby, parang oh, cutie, di ba? Di ba? So, ling, di ba? At saka may tendency na ako Jed yung nickname ko. Pero
Jed.
Jed ang
Talaga seryoso? Jed tawag sa'yo?
Jed ang tawag sa akin nung
kabataan
at
pa.
least until I was probably 10. Jed.
Jed.
Or at least my mom called me.
That's probably why my name is JJ. No? JJ.
Oh, Jay. Pero you have JJ
But
ka
I mean,
talaga.
it's from John
Initials.
Joseph after.
Oo, diba? So, si Kiara. No? Kiara.
Kyar. Sabagay, I have this weird habit of like naming animals as well. And it just kind of comes out. Like for instance, cats. I like calling them Kit because from the word kitty, and I cut the word kitty into kit, and I multiplied by 2.
Oh.
Kit.
At saka, Filipinos are probably one people na walang pakialam sa name Imagine we have our president is
Dodong,
our
Procopio.
president is Noy dati
Noy,
before.
yeah.
Noy. Di ba? That's a president.
Yeah.
Noy. We even have a senator whose name's Joker. Diba?
Sabagay,
Diba?
Joker.
Shit, Joker.
Joker eh.
Diba? Pinaglolo ko lang tayo. If
I know, right?
if you really think about it. Pero it's just a name. For us, it doesn't mean anything.
Who mother would bear a child for 9 months, pop the kid out, and look at him and say, I name you Joker, and I won't regret anything.
I think yung pinaka-worst na ano ko is Jollibee. Jollibee tinawag niya.
Jollibee?
Oo, nasa ano talaga Jollibee.
Pangalan ng
Pangalan
bata
ng
dyan.
bata. Diba?
Jollibee!
Oh,
And this is just like McDo or something?
nice.
Wendy's.
Kasi can you imagine the bullying that
Yeah,
diba?
man. I had a normal name like John and Joseph as it was, and I still got bullied like shit back in my younger years. Probably, yeah, I had my share of
Ano
bullying.
sasabihin mong about the name?
About the name?
Bullying you because of the name or maybe something else about the name?
Sorry. Yeah, the
Okay.
name maybe not so much.
Okay.
Maybe not so much. Yeah.
That's the if I was a kid
Named Jollibee.
and then I found out that a new kid
Named Jollibee.
na kakapasok lang sa classroom na Jollibee.
You're like, hey, come on, guys.
Jollibee ka.
I know the shit now.
I can just imagine. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Imagine the teasing. Like, siguro papasok niya sa eskwelahan, I love you, Sabado.
Siguro yung ibang tropa ko dun tingin na lang ako Jollibee.
That's crazy. Who the hell would name your kid John?
Lalo na kung tumanda, Lolo Jollibee.
Oh, right.
Diba?
What's the bagay? Ako when I have a kid, I seriously want to name my kid Wolfgang pa.
Oh.
Like Wolfgang.
Well,
I
at
think
least that's cool.
I think it's a badass name.
Oo.
I think nobody will fuck with a guy named Wolfgang. Like, I'll name him John Wolfgang. Since John ako. John Wolfgang. I'm like, Wolfgang! Wolfgang! Then he'll come like, yes, papi!
Well, Wolfgang is the name of Wolfgang Amadeus.
Wolfgang Amadeus
Mozart, diba?
And the local band,
Oh,
which I'm a
diba?
huge fan of.
So,
Yeah.
Wolfgang.
Diba?
That's a legit name kasi
Yeah, it is a
because of
legit
Mozart, di ba?
sabagay.
Pero may coolness factor din talaga because of the band and
Yeah.
it's
And the history.
And also it's a combination of two cool words, Wolf and Gang.
Wolf and Gang,
Di ba?
yeah.
So Wolfgang.
It's better than other names out there, which I won't mention because I don't want to die. So,
I can only wonder what word.
yeah, I can only wonder what word it is.
Wolfgang.
But yeah.
Amadeus. Grabe.
Wolfgang.
Have you heard the Basti's new speaking of Wolfgang,
Yeah,
Basti's
yeah.
new album?
It's an album?
Well, before mga ilang years na rin. Parang I just remembered meron siyang kanta na about
Is this Sandata?
No. It's a mellow song na. Medyo blues na yung yung naging mga songs niya.
This is like a solo.
2014 yata siya lumabas.
Man.
I just got it on iTunes. I saw one video of him performing a single. That's why I got interested. Meron na pala sa. Parang it's about a guy who got imprisoned in Cebu. Tapos wrongly accused. He's wrongly accused. Well, at least according to him. But I would believe Basti's story.
Yeah.
So, si Basti yun eh.
Basti,
He gets a pass.
Grabe. When I was younger, back when I had a band as well, we used to cover their songs, Wolfgang covers. We used to do songs like Mata ng Diyos,
Oo.
Halik ni Judas, Arise. You want to read the older tracks of Wolfgang from their first album. Man, such an inspirational. Sorry, I know it's a bit off topic, but
It's okay.
yeah,
That's how it goes here.
Yeah.
Oh.
Astig ng mga music nila, man. I love Wolfgang. It's a pity nga na I don't think they're releasing new content, new material, are they? No?
Well, as Wolfgang, they're not. Sometimes I'd see
They have their
reunions.
perform, yeah.
Pero as
Like new album, parang wala na. No?
maybe. Hindi ko alam kung ano eh. Well, Basti got sick.
Yeah,
I don't
heard.
know how they are with each other.
Yeah,
Maybe
with other band
we'll
members.
invite him here.
Astig yan, pare.
Diba?
If you do invite Basti, can I like
Yeah.
Maybe somewhere in the sulok ng
Oh,
kwarto.
sure. You know
I'll
what?
just be like,
I have I dream big in thinking of who the guest here. Even though I'm nobody, I'm aware I'm nobody. Okay, I'm not delusional. But sometimes, if there's one thing that I've learned, sometimes to get something, all you need to do is ask.
Yeah, exactly.
Diba?
You'll never know unless you ask.
Oh, diba? So, like, there are a few people na some of them are in international stature already, and they respond.
Yeah.
Yung iba, parang, if some can't make it just yet, pero...
But they're willing to set another
Oo,
date.
diba? Ganon. So,
Freaking awesome.
diba? So, I don't know. I have great hopes for this podcast. And I'm really enjoying. That's, like I said, I'm really happy that alam mo yun, this is the 10th episode in less than 2 months.
Yeah, it's
I
amazing.
think that's quite... diba?
I'm also impressed with the rate this podcast has been going. It's
Oh,
really good, yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. And thank you for having me. 10th episode.
Well, 10th full
10th
episode.
full episode.
I had one mini episode. Not, I wouldn't say mini. Mga 30 minutes din yun.
Yeah.
So, pero it was not done here. So, everything that's done here would be
We'll be
the
counting
full
for the
thing.
newer one, yeah.
So, yun. And who would have expected? Even up to now, kanina, parang, shit, magpa-podcast talaga ako eh. But then when I see the library, it's slowly building up.
Yeah.
Parang,
Yeah, it's
diba?
dope. It's dope.
Diba?
I don't mean to sound cliche, but if you're only going to live one life, you might as well live it doing what you actually want to do.
Yeah.
I mean, given the circumstances that you're capable of doing it, you know, and you've worked hard to make it happen, you know, by all means go. I mean, when you're old and on your deathbed, at least you can say, I tried.
Yeah.
Diba? I tried. And better yet, I tried and succeeded and became more than what I thought when I started day one. You know?
Well, this is already more than I thought what it would be.
Yeah.
Honestly, kasi, di ba? I just had Ana Cabrera of Pause last, a couple of days ago.
Hi, Miss Anna.
Oh,
I'm a
diba?
huge... I love Boss, by the way. If you're watching this, hi. Yun lang, hi.
Ayun, tapos, I don't wanna reveal the names just yet. Yung ibang
The ones lined up
the
after
ones
me,
lined up.
yeah.
Kasi 'di ba? Wala lang.
Yeah.
Pero I have really interesting guests that's
awesome,
that's
man.
lined up.
Yeah,
And
it's
I would want to ask I would like to ask kung sino mang nanonood to the two of you guys.
Oh, it went down to 2 now.
Which is one is I think is there. Anyway, well, if somebody chances upon this part of the conversation later
Yeah,
on,
yeah.
diba? If there's if you know someone who you think would be very interesting and has very invaluable knowledge and insight. Actually, yung insight I'm after insights here more than just the knowledge. Knowledge is good, pero yung insight of insights that Filipinos are not used to hearing in media. Diba? That's what I want to accomplish in this project.
Yeah, yeah.
Kasi I'm sure we're not doing a groundbreaking work here. Maybe in this episode, di ba? Kasi we're just talking, di ba? Pero the idea, I think is very. I'd like to think it's a little bit refreshing, especially nowadays, di ba? Maybe before it's been done before,
Yeah.
di ba? Pero
But who's to say others can't?
oh, di ba? And also, I want to inspire other podcasters din.
Yeah, that's great.
Maybe you would
Maybe, yeah.
would start your own podcast. Because as you can see, this is not this looks like it's a lot, pero it's not really parang super wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, It's a little bit, pero
It's a little bit, yeah.
It's a little bit.
It's a little bit. Wow, I think
It's a
Cash
little,
agreeing with us.
it's a little bit, pero you can. I'm like I said, this is my setup is a little bit of an overkill, pero you can do this on in a smaller scale. This is not hard, diba? If you have you don't need a microphone like this. Actually, we can just use one. You can just share this, pero mas maganda lang talaga.
Yeah, of course.
Diba?
That would be nice.
Maarte lang talaga ako. Pero sa totoo lang, you can use if you want to start a podcast, if you think you have what it takes, all you need is a cell phone.
Yeah.
Just point that cell phone to your face,
And there
speak
you
your
go.
mind, broadcast it live if you want, or just record it and then edit it later. But just go outside when it's sunny para maganda yung lighting mo, or if you have
Or a place like this.
Oh,
Yeah,
diba?
It's a lovely place, by the way. Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
Well, could be let's leave it like this for now. I'm happy. I am
I think the fact
satisfied.
that we have a dinosaur chewing someone's head off. That's pretty awesome.
These are my mascots.
Yeah, I love Ted, by the way. Ted is awesome.
Nice.
Whew. Another slice of pie.
Oh nga, I'll get water. You want water, man?
Yeah, sure.
How about you, Karen? You want to say something?
I'm good.
So while Jed is away, I will be the one manning this place. You're listening to the Powerful Comicsman's podcast with me, Chef Joseph Viel.
You never wanted to,
Be a DJ?
do you ever dream?
You know, it crossed my mind one time. It really did. But I chose to become a chef.
Back
I
then,
went ahead and took up culinary arts. And yeah.
back in early 2000s, I was really heavy on listening to Magic, yung mga ganyan. I forget the radio station, and it's not Magic, it's the other one. Pero basta it was really fun na basta. And I've always had this idea that DJs are the coolest people.
Yeah.
Diba siya, ang cool siguro maging DJ. Diba?
It goes without saying that they are in their own way. I mean, imagine. I think sometimes some people they have a tendency to wrongly judge DJs. Like, I'm willing to bet some people will be like saying to themselves, DJs all they do is just sit down and yap their mouth. You know? But little do they know, no, it's not. It's actually it requires a lot of improvisation. You need to be quick on your.
Yeah, I'm learning all of those now.
Yeah, you need to. You can't just go inside the studio. Maybe some can. Maybe some can if they're that good. But more often than not, you want to brush up before you enter there. You want to know what you're gonna do. You want to know the music you're gonna be playing, depending on what kind of DJ you are. Right?
Yeah.
If you're the type that just plays music, or if you're the type that entertains
Yeah.
guests, you cannot go there unarmed. Again, unless you're that good.
Yeah. Which I wasn't really. And what I always say is that nothing in my resume
Work are those who does not hold a culinary degree.
talaga, di ba?
It's as simple as I want to be a chef, but I don't have the money. So what do I do? Work your way up. You find a place where you can work. You work with good cooks. You work with good chefs. You learn, and the next thing you know, you have a fucking 5-star Michelin on your
Oh
board.
man, di ba?
So, and I think you can apply the same philosophy to any industry. Do you?
Yeah,
I mean,
actually that is obviously there are lots more involved, especially in behind every success, di ba?
Yes.
Pero the two main things is just the two keys for me is just keep learning, meaning practice, keep practicing, and keep finding ways to get better.
Yes.
So that's learning.
Precisely.
And
Precisely.
and don't stop.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
if you keep learning and you don't stop,
Yeah.
that's all you need
basically
eh.
it. Yeah,
That's all you need.
exactly. You need grit.
No, 'di ba?
And
Kasi
then-
you can become really good, pero if you stop,
Yeah.
'di ba? Well, just because it hasn't paid off already yet,
Yeah.
'di ba?
Yeah.
So you're gonna stop. pero you're already good. May madaming ganun, especially in the art world, 'di ba? Madaming magaling mag-drawing, ang galing, pero they see that their artworks are not recognized. They see that they don't get the projects they want. 'Di ba? So they stop.
Yeah,
'Di ba?
that gives them
They
reason
stop,
to
they quit and look for something else to do.
Right.
Unlike if they just kept going and waited for somebody who would eventually, alam mo yun, give them a break.
The chance, yeah.
Diba? Well, of course, you can't blame some of these people kasi once reality kicks in, let's say they have a family, they have kids.
Exactly.
Pero for me kasi, if you really want, if somebody, you want something enough that it would mess you up at night, na alam mo yun, because you're not doing it,
Yeah.
you probably should continue.
Yeah.
Diba?
Exactly.
Regardless of anything.
Right. That's true.
Mm.
Of course, many might disagree because you have people who are more, how do you say, who tend to live life a little more practical.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying they're wrong either.
Yeah.
When it comes to this topic, I don't think it's a right or wrong. I think it's more of like, whatever choice you make, in the end, know that you made that choice.
Yeah.
And don't go blaming someone if you're not happy with your ending.
Yeah, that's that is the end. That's the usual result of decisions eh.
Yes.
Pero for me kasi you need to strive on trying not to just be successful but also become happy and fulfilled.
Of course, yeah.
Diba? So success, if you're not happy with your success, it's not success.
It's not success.
It's
yeah.
not exactly, it's not real success. Kasi,
Oh yeah, when I say success, I mean understood na you're happy.
oh,
You're-
diba?
Yeah.
Well, kasi you can be a billionaire and if you're not happy,
Yeah, then that's
can you
not-
say it's maybe you have succeeded financially?
Yes.
Pero,
And if that's what makes you happy, then good. But maybe some no. Like,
You have become a billionaire pero
nothing to share.
magsusuicide ka,
Yeah,
diba?
precisely. Precisely, yeah.
Well, mental health is another issue pero you get the point.
Yeah, we
Diba?
do. Yeah.
Ha. Anyway. Okay ba, Kiara? So that's it. Parang, kasi, let's go back to this podcast. For me, after 10 episodes, I could look back on my first one. I probably, alam mo yun, noticeable na siguro yung improvements.
Yeah, of course.
So, alam mo yun, I don't know what else is gonna happen in this podcast. Maybe I'd get a little better, some more.
You will, man. You will.
Hmm.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
But, and I'm not worried naman. Nothing worries me anymore.
That's good.
A lot.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't even know if it's
I
supposed
guess-
to be that way.
Because at one point, you know, like me, no. If you saw how I used to, when I was 25 years old and a young chef with his restaurant, I was really high stress back then.
Mm-hmm.
And I won't lie to you. I mean, the only reason why I was high stress was because I care about the food and the quality that I put out.
Mm-hmm.
And sige, aminin ko na rin. Seeing chefs like Gordon Ramsay or Marco Pierre White,
Uh-huh.
you tend to follow their pattern thinking that that's the recipe for success.
Ah, okay.
You know, and I want to succeed.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
So,
Those are your early heroes.
right. So you'd think na, since ito yung ginagawa ng mga to, palagay ko, ito yung dapat ginagawa ko rin.
Oh.
And I think it's the reason why I have lost most of my hair now. And now I try to live my life a little differently. Like, look, at one point, there are just some things you can't control. But you control what you can. So, and what I'm trying to say here with what you said earlier is like, instead of living such a high stress life, instead of like being constantly, constantly worried about what's going to happen next,
Oh.
sometimes you just you gotta try to detach yourself from it.
Mm.
And just try to say, fuck it. Wala na magagawa dyan. Why will I waste my precious hair follicles, stuff like that, for something that I know I cannot control or change?
Yeah.
I'd rather just say, moving on. You know,
Yeah.
that's how I would
Yeah,
say.
exactly. Like in this podcast, pag merong mga, di ba? It happens eh. What am I gonna do?
Exactly. I mean, some people might say, "Oh, you're lazy. Oh, you're not prepared. Oh, because you're not like this." And you know, maybe sometimes there might be some truth.
Oo, di ba?
But again, for me, I can rest easily at night knowing that no, I wasn't being lazy. It's just that I made a mistake.
Yeah.
And if you think making mistakes makes a person lazy, then god damn it, everyone in this fucking world is lazy.
No.
by that thread of thought.
Yeah.
Right?
And you can't say I don't think you can apply lazy to somebody who's out there
Right, exactly.
doing something.
Exactly.
Diba? That's diba?
There'll always be some extremists out there, you know, like maybe grandparents out there. who be
most
like,
most of the times it's a reflection of their self-image.
Right.
For them it's like, let's say parang
I'm gonna go ahead and get some of this.
go please.
This video is brought to you by Mucha.
Miucha, have a taste.
Have a taste. Have a Mucha.
No, kasi kami ng clips ng ng people
yeah.
eating. Well, you've tried that before.
I have, and I still want some more.
Oh, di ba? So, pero
Yeah, going back.
No. Let's talk about that cake for a while. So, I'm planning to make a compilation video na.
I don't think that's what that's for.
Huh?
You're supposed to use that.
Who's the chef? Excuse me. What's with this? With the Italians, huh?
Well, the Italians, you see, this is something I learned quite recently also.
Uh-huh.
Apparently, again, Italy is also divided into multiple regions.
Mm-hmm.
And before they formalized the language, meaning like this particular dialect at the time will now become the national language, everyone was just kind of speaking with their own native tongue.
No.
The Sicilians had their own dialect.
Yeah.
The people from the northern parts of Italy had their own dialect. If I'm not mistaken, people from Tuscany had their own dialect, and so on and so forth. So, apparently, the people began developing certain hand gestures that everyone would just understand. And this particular hand gesture tends to be a gesture expressing irritation and emotion. And now this is where it gets a bit fuzzy. Italian historians forgive me, but this is what I learned when I was there from one of the random historians who was pretty old. So I'm going to assume it's
He knows what he's talking
fairly
about.
accurate. Yeah. They said the reason why they do this is because it's like they're tugging something from their heart.
Makes sense.
So it's like they're showing your emotion. So it shows great displeasure. You know. So it's something you use when you're showing great displeasure. It's
Or
like
something expressing something that's hard to articulate.
Yes.
Diba?
So it's, if you notice that gesture, of course now some days do it like this, but originally it's like you're pulling something from your heart. And it's like you're telling them, hey, what the fuck, you're killing me, you're hurting me, what's wrong with you? You know, and things like that. So that's one of the hand gestures.
Okay.
However, if you go to an American Italian, they will say that this is what the fuck. You know, probably because again, when you're irritated and you're angry, the words that come out of your mouth is what the fuck, right? So, what the fuck? Or in Italian, you can say, mi dispiace, ma che cazzo, you know? They say words like that. So,
Sa Pilipino, kain yun eh.
kain na.
Hindi, para taxi yan eh. Para ka daw sa
And we also have a lot of other Italian hand gestures. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering this cake.
Go ahead.
Thank you so much. I'm going to put this here.
You remember Paula's favorite hand gesture for you?
Yes.
When he get mad, he's like,
Yeah, my father would sometimes, like, he's begging me already to stop being an idiot. Like he would, whenever he'd sermon me, like, say it's just a simple thing like, Pa, I'm sorry, but I failed my class. He'd be doing things like this, you know. Madonna, JJ. It's like he's praying already for me without even saying it yet, you know. It's like, can you stop being a fucking idiot? And one of my favorite hand gestures, and I'm gonna say this to all the rock stars out there, or to all the rockers out there. I'm sure you've seen this sign. You've seen this sign before. When in Italy, you might want to refrain from doing this because this is cornuto, Italian.
Cornuto. Let me
Cornuto.
guess what the...
Yeah.
Cornuto.
So
Okay, I can't guess it. I give up.
from what I learned again from the old gentleman back in Italy, cornuto is something that you say to an Italian man when his wife has been unfaithful to him,
Okay.
and that is of great
No.
disrespect to the
No.
man. Because in other words, it's like you're saying, hey buddy, you failed to please your wife so much so that she had to go and find another man.
So it's not just, it's worse than iniputan ka sa ulo.
Yeah,
Diba?
yeah.
Kasi yung iniputan ka sa ulo, niloko ka lang.
Niloko ka lang.
Pero ito, this is a connotation that you are...
Like, you're not only did the wife cheat on you, but you're probably lousy in bed.
I see. May additional factor.
Yeah, it's a real shot to the male pride. Diba? It's a real shot to the male pride. So when they go to you and say, cornuto, to say yung cornuto, you know, that's really offensive. They'll really hate it. And it's just funny when you're in America, you know, you go to a Nirvana concert or to a Foo Fighters concert, like, woo! In Italy, they're
Well,
like,
if you don't say cornuto siguro.
yeah, but this is basically cornuto as well.
Pero pag naka-point siguro, ganun.
Pag nakapoint,
Pero pag ganyan, okay lang.
I suppose so. And my personal favorite, I think Americans already know this. Basically this.
What's that?
Or, you know, up yours, fuck you.
Okay.
It's like, I remember my dad one time, we were driving the highway. And you have to understand, my dad is a fairly peaceful man. Very. So if you piss him off, you probably really pissed him off.
No.
And we were in Tagaytay. I was driving, and a car speeds up and practically cuts us like that. Next thing I know, I see my dad doing this. Goes like that. And that's when I asked him, what does that mean, right?
No.
He didn't want to answer me, but you know, I have Italian friends. I can find my answers elsewhere. So it's similar to that, like that. You know, like fuck you. Like, fuck you. Like,
So ano yun, parang he's not above doing those gestures, but he's polite enough not to disclose
I
it.
know, right? He's a funny man that way. So there you go.
That cake, yung mga first time na nakakatikim, it's caught on video yung mga kasi they eat cake So naglalighten up yung mga mukha. I'm gonna make a compilation video of that.
Yeah, you should. It's really good. Yeah.
Miucha.
Yeah.
Miucha Lux Cakes. Ay, hindi ko pala nailagay yung may banner ako dyan na parang. Sorry, Miucha. Sorry.
To all my vegan friends out there, again, Mucha makes really good cakes. I don't mean to be biased. The chef making this is also a friend of mine. I mean, obviously, because I'm a chef and I know a lot of chefs.
No.
But it's by far one of the best vegan cakes I've had. You have to try her out. Follow her again on her Instagram. It's Hello Mucha.
At hello.mucha.
At hello.mucha.
MIUCCIA.
And also, please give her at least, if I'm not mistaken, 3 days, to maybe even a week.
Yeah.
Because these things take time to prepare. But I promise you, it's
worth it.
It's worth the wait, guys.
And well, they can also order in the vegan grocer if you can't. If you're
yeah, the vegan grocer.
the vegan grocer, it's in San Juan, if I'm not mistaken. So o Mandaluyong. Ano ba? I'm not. Just look it up in
Yeah, they're kind of neighboring anyway.
So just look up vegan grocer, and if you can drop by, well, they also deliver. So that's
Freaking good.
Yun. And ilan din yung flavors niyan? Ang dami na.
Ano nga?
There's a rum and then cafe latte. Cafe latte rum yata is one. And then there's the Reese inspired.
Oh yeah, the Reese. That was
Reese
good.
inspired, yeah.
The praline.
The praline
Chocolate
crunch is this
pralines.
one. And this one. And the carrot cake. Carrot cake. Yung, I didn't like carrot cake before.
I love carrot cake. Man.
Talaga?
Yeah, I love carrot cake.
Pero nung, kasi, like I said, I grew up in San Pablo. And yung mga bakeries doon,
Yeah.
so, banana cake, carrot cake, so, bili ako ng carrot cake. Shit, ano to?
Probably didn't give much justice to his food.
Diba? So, yun ang alam kong lasa ng carrot cake.
I see.
So, so whenever I'm offered a carrot cake, hindi ako excited talaga. Until, yun nga, diba? Miyucha.
Wow. Damn good. Wow.
So, aside from this, you have a commissaryo, right?
Yeah.
What's a commissaryo again?
Okay.
To those who are not familiar.
Give me like 30 seconds to clean my mouth. Hang on. Okay. So, yeah, that's actually an excellent question. A lot of people go up to me and they ask me, like when I'm in the bazaars, right? So they're like, you're a chef? Yes. Oh, so you have a restaurant? I said, I used to, yeah. Back in 2011 to 2013, I had, yeah. And they're like, so how can we order from you? I'm like, you can order from my commissary, or basically my home-based commissary. And that's where it starts generating so much questions. So I hope this can answer your question. Commissary is basically like a main kitchen where we can mass produce almost anything that you want, unless we are specific to certain things. Like in my case, I try to stay within the lines of mainly Italian cuisine. However, I've had customers, of course, who wants different dishes, so I began expanding to a little bit of other dishes that are not Italian as well. Like, if you see my menu now, I have beef rendang there, I have teriyaki.
Talaga?
Yeah.
You have, diba, yung
So I'm going more
belly,
international.
pork belly.
Yeah, that's more Filipino naman. I'm going a little more international now. But when I first started my business, it was just really Italian. Because the restaurant was Italian. And, excuse me. And when the restaurant closed, my customers were like, well, can we just order from you the food you used to sell? And we'll pick it up. And that's what gave birth to the commissary concept. And I was like, hell yeah, I can do that. I'll make that my business.
Oo nga.
And there you go. However, of course, you always have customers could be like, well, if your Italian food is good, I'm sure you can replicate a good simple teriyaki or a good simple beef rendang or a good simple...
Oh, man.
Yes, and I won't lie to you, I mean, there is a reason why chefs have their own line of specialization. It's hard to be a jack of all trades in the culinary world. And I will never say that I'm an expert at Asian cookery or whatnot. But I do have my basic knowledge. And I'm very proud to say that with the ample study I've done to create the recipe, so far my customers hardly complain. Practically no complaints when it comes to the Asian dishes and whatnot. But of course, when they ask me, so what's your specialty? Hands down, Italian.
Italian, obviously.
It'll always go back to that.
Yeah, so if you're looking for authentic Italian food, you know where to go. Yeah, so and that is kasi like me, I wasn't exposed to Italian food in the level that you guys do, diba? For me, when I was a kid, the best spaghetti in the world is Jollibee.
Yeah.
Just like in any in any Pinoy kid.
Yes.
Yun talaga. Diba, up until now, it's still a favorite of mine. Pero when you and then after that, siguro the next na natikman kong spaghetti was Sabaro before meeting you guys, and then Italianis.
Yeah.
Pero when I tasted yours, it's still different eh.
Yeah, it's still different.
Diba?
Yeah.
Parang paiba ng yung level. So, okay. So, unti-unti yung idea of what Italian,
What the cuisine is.
the
Yeah.
cuisine is. So if you have no idea and you're really curious, it's like going to Italy itself.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
your culture, your
I
dad
was
is very
basically-
meticulous.
Yeah, I was
in his
basically
food.
raised in a household. I mean, yes, I was born and raised in the Philippines.
Mhm.
But my household was Italian as fuck, pare. It was Italian as fuck.
Kulang na
I
lang
can't say.
kulang na lang mga mafia.
Oh, man. There's someone who'd go every Sunday trying to kill us with a, with a gun or something. Pero, yeah. And since we're on the topic of Italian cuisine,
Let me just say lang, you have your own pasta, diba? You create
yeah,
your own pasta.
we do make our own handmade pasta.
Yeah.
Particularly for the lasagnas.
Mhm.
We used to also make fettuccine by hand, but it became too difficult to produce and simply not sustainable.
What's the difference? Why is it more difficult?
Well, one.
Kasi I'm asking kasi parang for me
Yeah.
I would think that you just cut the
Oh,
the
no.
lasagna
No.
into thinner
It's a
strips.
totally different thing. I mean, yeah, that is kind of. Of course, you need the right. If you're gonna mass produce, you can't do it all by hand.
Okay.
You need the right machinery. These machines will entail future costs in the sense of maintenance and other things like that. So I'm speaking more business now. You need to think of those small details when producing pasta, and of course the cost. It'll still be cheaper to buy ready-made, dried pasta. You can buy the Italian brands just to be faithful to the cuisine. It will be still much cheaper to buy that than to produce handmade.
I see.
Because you're doubling the work now.
Okay.
When you could lessen the work and achieve more by buying.
Okay.
And truth be told, many of the Italian restaurants nowadays run by Italian chefs. We also use the dried.
Yeah, and so we've tried your pasta kasi and you can tell the difference eh.
Oh yeah,
You can tell the difference.
It's only with the lasagna.
Oh.
I tell them all. If you're gonna order from me linguine spaghetti or anything else, it's not lasagna. I'm sorry, that's not handmade anymore. I simply do not have the manpower to do that. But I do stick faithful to my lasagna because it's what put us in the market.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to sound like an arrogant prick here when I say this, but I really hate how nowadays I feel like people are getting the wrong concept of how the lasagna should taste. You know,
Okay.
you
enlighten
have
us.
fast food chain restaurants nowadays producing their own lasagna.
Can I just tell my lasagna story?
Sure.
Okay, so I was first introduced, like I said, I grew up in the province, di ba? Walang mga Italian restaurants doon.
Yeah.
So I only hear about lasagna in the Garfield cartoon.
Yeah, the Garfield.
Kasi siya yun paborito niya eh, di ba?
Yeah.
So Garfield lasagna. And since nobody in my household cooked lasagna, wala namang marunong doon,
Yeah.
not even in my hometown, not even in San Pablo, there are no Italian restaurants, at least that I'm aware of.
Yes.
So, hindi ko alam. I was in
You don't know
fourth
what to
year
look
high
for.
school.
Yeah.
I don't know what lasagna tastes like.
Right.
So, finally, nagkaroon ng Greenwich. Tapos po siya yung lasagna.
Yeah, Greenwich is lasagna.
Greenwich. So, ang taas ng expectation ko sa lasagna. Kasi, paborito siya ni Garfield eh.
Yeah, yeah.
Shit, ang sarap siguro ng lasagna. Order ako ng lasagna ng Greenwich. Sarap. Yan na yun. Yan na yun.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Diba? So nung tinikman ko siya, that's why I waited all these years. I've been curious all these years. Tapos yun lang pala.
And I won't lie to you, my lasagna sales went down.
Uh-huh.
It went down so bad, and I don't know who to blame.
Uh-huh.
But this is what I will say. I hate it when someone butchers what a lasagna should be. You know, just
I see.
Diba? Kasi
Okay.
parang that is not what lasagna is. Now you're teaching the younger generation that this crappy tasting pasta is lasagna. And now in their head they'll be like, well, why the hell will I want to buy this?
No.
This is what the Italians eat. Ew.
Uh,
So it's like, my God, diba? It's like
no.
the cooks who made this. It's an injustice to Italian cuisine. A major injustice to Italian cuisine, and it's really hard for me to sell lasagna now, and I think it's because of that.
Well,
I
which
think
one in
because-
particular would you name?
Put the blame on.
Uh-huh.
Am I allowed to say that?
Sure.
Let's just say maybe a lot of fast food restaurants.
Ah, okay.
A lot of fast food restaurants nowadays, I believe, are the one to blame. Because whenever I tried it, because I'm the kind of person, I'm the kind of person who likes going around different restaurants and tasting something that they produce that I produce as well. So if it's a lasagna, bam, let me try your lasagna.
Yeah. Well,
If it's,
the first decent lasagna that I tasted, I don't know how you'd feel about that lasagna.
Go ahead.
Pero ano, kasi Greenwich was so disappointing.
Yeah.
So I wanted to give lasagna another
Second
try
chance, yes.
on this particular restaurant.
Yes.
So the French baker.
French baker, okay, yeah.
So
I
tinikman
tried
ko yung
it, yeah.
lasagna sa much better than
Much better,
Greenwich.
yeah. If you
So
were to
at
put-
least, diba?
If you're gonna compare the two, then yes, I would also
Oh,
give,
diba?
I would give the medal to
Oh, diba?
the French baker as well.
French baker.
And to be fair to French baker, yeah, it's not that. It's actually not that bad. It's not that bad.
no.
Yeah.
Hindi nga lang yung Italian version, I
For
presume,
me,
kasi
I'd
it's
still say it's still lacking. Yeah, and I'd still say it's still lacking in some key ingredients, so would make it, would give it a much more Italian flavor profile. And yun lang naman. Parang for me kasi, since people are getting the idea that this is how it tastes like, this is how it should be, they'll be like, why will I buy from this guy now? Because if that's how it tastes like, ew, I don't want to spend my hard-earned money on this.
Yeah.
Hello?
And it's also, lasagna isn't exactly a cheap dish, di ba? Mahal siya eh.
It's not cheap to make lasagna.
No.
Because the ingredients are expensive. Most of my ingredients, I get it from, I have a supplier who brings ingredients from Italy. Because that's my only way to keep it as authentic as possible. You know, I say authentic with this one because let's face it, the only time something can be really considered authentic, in my opinion, is unless you're living in the country, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Since demographic-wise, that's not happening. The
Yeah.
best thing I can do is at least gather as much of my ingredients from Italy and bring it here.
Yeah.
Like the cheeses, the particular type of seasonings. It's really crucial. Spices, yes. Perhaps if for a risotto dish, I need to use the arborio rice.
Oh, so you import the rice?
Yeah, I really buy. That's why I can't charge it cheap.
Yeah.
And but you know, my point here is, when I produce the food, I really make damn sure that it'll be loyal to the cuisine. But that comes with a hefty price.
Yes.
And if you can't sell it, that's not good for business.
Yeah.
And that's what pisses me off.
Yeah.
Because now people are like, oh, lasagna. Yeah, I tried the one from Greenwich. Yeah,
Yo nga, di ba?
diba? So nakaka-bad trip pa. I mean, I'll even set aside my Italian
So,
pride.
set the record straight. What should a lasagna be like? What are the
The basic composition.
the standards of an Italian
Again,
lasagna?
for all the Italians out there who might come at me, bro. Again, let me,
He's ready.
let me give a disclaimer that Italian cuisine is also regional. But this is how we do it. My father is from Pordenone. He's from the region of Pordenone, Fontana Freda. And our lasagna is lasagna sheet with bechamel sauce, or as the Italians call it, bisciamilla. A
Is
bolognese.
that tomato sauce? Or?
A bolognese sauce, actually. Bolognese is a combination of a meaty tomato sauce.
Okay.
And then your cheese.
Okay.
And then repeat.
Okay.
Yeah,
So how many layers?
We just simply layer it until the top.
No,
So
okay.
in that case, that would require about 5 to 6 sheets of lasagna.
Wow.
5 to 6
Which is heavenly if you've tasted.
Yeah.
We go there. Alam mo yun, I always look forward to
the lasagna.
to the lasagnas
Yeah.
and anything pasta and also the osobuco.
Yes, also buko.
Even the scraps. Gawin natin ano yan. Kasi sometimes I catch him and there are still scraps and then there's still a little bit of sauce.
That's another thing I wanted to mention. I really find it funny. Growing up, so I'd be at my friend's house, right? Growing up. And sometimes some of the parents would be like, so, Italiano ka? Opo. Di ka ba nag-asawa sa pasta?
Of course, the stereotypes.
I know, right?
Diba?
And I was like, I actually do enjoy a nice sinigang from time to time. But then again, let me throw back the question at you. So, Filipino ka? Opo. Hindi ka nag-asawa sa adobo?
Sa kanin.
Kanin?
Sa kanin. Oo,
Di
diba?
ba? Kanin? It's the same concept, you know? So it really perplexes me when they come at me with those kind of questions. It's like, why would I be sour of it when it's something that it's engraved in the culture?
No. Well, it's
silly.
but good for you. You're also Filipino, di ba?
Yeah, so I get the best of both worlds.
Pero syempre parang meron lang talaga mga taklese, di ba?
Yeah.
I'm sure they're not ill-meaning.
Oh yes,
di ba?
of course. It's just funny.
Pero
In
syempre,
retrospect, it's kind of funny. And yeah, it catches you a bit off. Because I'm trying to understand your logic by throwing at you, ikaw hindi ka nag-asawa sa rice?
Oo nga eh.
Or another thing that I love, they're like, so ang Italian cuisine, pasta lang ba yan? And I'm
No.
like,
Well, that's
another
I might have subscribed to that notion before.
which is okay, I understand. And since we're on the topic of Italian cuisine, let me set the record straight. Italian cuisine isn't all about pizza and pasta, people. Okay, it's not.
Well, the ossobuco is
yes.
one.
If they would do research like Galina alla Parmigiana, ossobuco,
Chicken.
yeah,
Chicken.
the chicken. Sorry, I'm trying to remember the other one. Scallopine di maiale. These are all meat-based dishes, ranging from chicken to beef to pork. And you remember how you mentioned earlier, the Filipinos, yung mga taga Pampanga, sila yung magagaling magluto.
Oo.
Well, the Italians also have their own version of that.
Ah, really?
And they're called the Tuscans.
Okay.
Yung mga taga Tuscany, sila
How about-
yung sinasabing napakagaling magluto ng Italian cuisine.
How about seafood? Kasi
Yes, of
Italy
course,
is surrounded by, it's a peninsula.
Yeah, seafood
Surrounded
as well.
by-
Yes. We have a lot of seafoods. We have shrimp scampi. We have frutti di mare. you
Is
know?
the seafood what do you call this? The pasta, I might butcher the
Yeah,
name.
it's okay.
The seafood marinara ba yun? Is that authentic Italian or is it made up by somebody?
The marinara, it depends on who you're talking to. Even I won't lie. I'm a tad bit confused with the marinara issue. I've spoken to some Italians who say na yes, it really is a marinara and it belongs to the southern part. I'm talking Sicily or down in the south. While some would say na it's an American notion that there is no such thing as a marinara.
Ah, ganun?
Yes. I won't lie to you, I cannot confirm that question.
Okay.
Because even I am confused.
Pero yung the
there's
seafood
just-
versions of the pastas, like let's say
It just became
seafood carbonara, mga ganun.
I would say that that's a little more of a rendition from now on, yeah.
Okay.
But that's a nice thing there. I'm actually an advocate. I love people who try to take something and change it just a bit. Just a bit. Because who's to say you can't put a little seafood in your carbonara?
Yeah.
Who's to say? And maybe the Italians, yeah, but for me, for me,
So
it's
masarap
like-
siya.
Yeah, it's
You can't go wrong with shrimp and the scallops and the, diba?
They might give it a different name though.
Oh.
Like for them, just don't use the word carbonara because it fucks your mind. You know, kinda, give it a new name. Parang siguro ganun yung iniisip kasi nila.
Oo nga.
Pero,
What would you name it though?
I know, right? But they have so much delicious seafood dishes. Basically, Italian cuisine isn't just pasta. I just wanted you guys to know that in case you weren't aware of that. And then again, it's 2018 and we have Google. Hopefully by now that's no longer an issue. And, it's just really a silly notion, really.
Ayos.
Yeah. Okay. I just need like 1 minute.
Okay.
I'll be back.
Actually, yun nga. Okay. So, Kiara, how about you? What time is it?
Like 2 a.m.
2 a.m. na?
Yeah, 1:55.
Naku, makakapag-overwatch ka pa ba niyan? Kaya yan, you're gonna stay pa. Who's your favorite character in Overwatch?
Oh, my favorite character,
Mhm.
character-wise,
Mhm.
not just playing.
Well, up to you. Reaper?
Yeah. I love him so much.
Talaga?
Yeah.
Magaling ka ba kay Reaper?
He's the best one I've played.
Really?
It's not Reaper that I usually never see.
Me, it's Doomfist.
Oh, I haven't played Reaper yet.
Doomfist is they say he's the hardest to use, and I would agree kasi close quarters combat siya. Meron siyang projectiles pero it's useless pag malayo na eh. Pang close quarters din yung yung shotgun niya.
It's like being a flanker. Tago kasi ko.
Oo nga.
Your Reaper is very sneak attack kasi.
Oo nga.
Kasi if you don't use his main properly,
Mhm.
hindi mo makapatay yung tao. Kasi he's not invisible. Yung death bottom,
Oo.
yeah, you can kill him in the middle of it.
Oo nga.
You don't use this.
So, yeah, meteor strike. Pag na-meteor strike siya. At saka, Reaper is relatively easy to kill if you can catch him.
Yeah, if you catch him.
If you can catch
Kasi
him.
yung raid mode niya eh.
Mhm.
You know when you have to catch him and he's like that.
Oo nga.
Overwatch.
Bro? Anything else you want to say?
Sorry about that intermission. Yeah, so there. Yeah. Italian cuisine.
So, we've been on for more than 2 hours?
Wow, it's been
Wow.
already 2 hours, huh? Wow, I didn't.
Wait,
I
we
didn't
can
realize
wrap this up and then just continue whatever's left.
Yeah.
Kasi maglalaro daw si Kiara ng
Ay, ganun ba? Overwatch pa siya.
No. You can always come back, diba? And next time we're gonna do the pizza
That sounds
night
good.
thing.
Yeah,
diba?
that sounds really good.
Let's see if we can. Maybe I can get a laptop so I could be
We could
mobile.
set up maybe a table here that's not wooden though. Small oven there.
Is the oven is it gonna be okay with the aircon?
Yeah. Pastry kitchens have aircons all the time.
Okay.
Even though they're baking pastries inside.
Sinong sasama natin?
I'm not sure. I can think of some people.
Maganda dapat madami tayo. Para
Oh,
you're gonna be on this side and
Like a
then
bunch
dito
of
kami.
chefs, no? And then the other chefs will tell me off, no? Like, JJ, mali yan, Berman yan. Kala ko ba, chef ka? Kala ko ba, Italiano ka? Wala ka ba alam eh.
Hindi, kahit hindi siya chef. Kahit wala lang. Basta... Yes.
We're gonna volunteers right now.
Oh, so you guys. Okay. Okay?
Alright.
So, with that, we're gonna have him again. He's gonna be coming back. He's, of course, syempre, one of our best friends, me and my wife. And I'm really glad na he could make time
Yeah.
for this. Even
It's
though
fun.
sobrang in demand itong kung ganyan ka
Tama.
gwapo na di ba? Anyway, you want to invite people again to your commissaryo?
Yeah, so again, guys, as you know, if you guys want to order, please reach me via email, Chef John Joseph Viel @gmail.com. You can like my Facebook page, Chef Giuseppe Commissario, or you can also like my personal page, Chef Joseph Viel. I highly encourage, please do not send messages on Facebook. Send it through email for one clear, concise thread, especially when it comes down to ordering. Okay, guys?
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Yeah. All right, Pare.
Thanks
thank
again.
you. Thank you
Thanks
so
again,
much.
man. We're gonna do this again
Powerful
soon.
Komiksman.
10th episode. Officially episode 16. Pero
16.
that's pero another officially 10th.
10th episode. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you.
This is my camera.
Oh, that's your camera?
Bye.
That's my camera. Okay. Arrivederci.
Okay.
Ciao a tutti. Paalam po sa inyong lahat. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, camera ba?
So,